Sandra all the time is here with the cold hard truth. She's the ears and the eyes for me and you. Every day, everyone want to hear from Sandra. And every time on the air, she's getting better. So tell your sister, tell your brother, tell your mama, call Sandra in the morning and in the evening. They always calling Sandra. And when they start fighting, they calling Sandra.
That's right, folks. Everyone is telling their mama about the cold hard truth. Welcome to another episode with more truth-telling, more problem-solving, and of course, more tea spilling than ever before. Sit back, students, grab your tea and turn up the volume because class is now in session. Call in at 936-2626 because your voice matters. Share your opinion on issues that matter the most to you. All right, good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday, folks. How's everybody doing? Good morning to all of our radio listeners, Bobo 89.1 FM. Good morning to our Instagram listeners. They're right there. Good morning, everyone. YouTube. Who's the first one to comment from YouTube? I need to see some comments this morning because we have some giveaways. And you know how it is. You got to participate to receive a giveaway. Yeah. All right, I'm looking for you guys. Give me 1 second here. We're going to quickly grab some links. Make sure we mute ourselves on that tab. We're going to quickly grab some links for everyone. I know that our WhatsApp group anxiously waiting. Let me see here. Yes, good morning. Ooh, got some sus for y'all this morning. Wait for it. Yes. I know y'all are going to definitely want to hear this one. Good morning. Atlas, where have you been? We've missed you. We've not seen you in a minute. What you up to, honey child? Oh my goodness. We miss you guys when you're not here. Let me see. Usual suspects. Diamond Princess is in the house. Good morning. Miss Jean is here. So good to see you. All right, give me 1 quick second, just making sure everybody knows exactly where to find us. Subscribe to the channel. I had someone yesterday who was like, Sandy, I can't find the live in the morning. I said, really? Oh my gosh, that's so strange. And so they said, yeah, I'm going to Google. I said, listen, don't go to Dr. Google. We got all the doctors and experts here every single Tuesday. You just got to come to CMR direct. You can find us. CaymanMallRoad.com. Just type in Cayman Mall Road. It'll bring up our Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube page. Everything is right there. In fact, good morning, Everton. How are you doing post-storms? Are you okay? He says it's a chilly morning for him today. Yes, good morning. Buenos dias. Intro collage. Oh, he wants to know why he's not in the intro collage. Well, Atlas. Clearly, you've not been showing up enough on the show. That's why you got to show up. Tiffany, good morning. How are you? Tiffany, I got a little something special for you. You're the first person on YouTube this morning to say good morning to us. So guess what? I got a gift certificate for you. All right. Tiffany, WhatsApp me. I've got a few offerings for you. You can do restaurant month, or we have some gift certificates or some entry passes to the circus this weekend. There's another circus coming up this weekend, and we have some entry passes for that as well. So if you'd like to go to that, let me know. Okay, Ms. Hides, good morning. Damaris, Atlas, yes, Deborah is here. And we'll be giving away some more goodies later in the show, so you got to pay attention. This is definitely a segment to pay attention now. Shamari, I see you, but I'm wondering where Dr. Naranjan is. He must be busy this morning. That's my friend, Honey Chow. He's helping me get my knee sorted, my neck sorted, all the good stuff. But let's go ahead and pull Shamari in. Good morning. Are you going to pretend to be a doctor this morning?
I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor.
All right. Well, listen, you've got to tell us while we're waiting on him. Can you tell us how the weekend was for football?
I most get it. All right. I'm getting feedback. Let me take out this head.
Okay, that might be me because I did change something. Hold on. I changed something on my settings. So it says, do not turn this off unless you have a mic and are wearing headphones. Well, you're wearing headphones. So it should be okay. Just double check your settings for me. I'm trying to boost up my audio so that everyone can hear us really, really well. So I've been tweaking a few things. Oh, you've muted yourself though.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi. That's not any better. All right, let me put this back because I think it's probably not working as intended. All right, try it again now and let me know.
Hello, Sandy.
Hi.
All right, let me.
All right. Well, that was not a fix for the problem. I created another problem. All right, no worries. We're all good?
You good?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Everybody else can hear Shamari loud and clear? Good morning.
Good morning, Sandy. Yes, so Dr. Naranjan will be on in a minute.
All right, no worries.
I can definitely fill the void until that time. And you're asking about football. The great news is the Dolphins did not lose this weekend.
Yes, all right. Very good.
We didn't win, but we didn't lose. It was a bye weekend.
Wait a minute. So you didn't play at all?
Yeah, we didn't play, but two of the teams within our division lost. So it was a great weekend for the Miami Dolphins. So
okay, all right.
We'll see what we're doing this weekend, and hopefully we'll get back our star quarterback the next weekend or the weekend after. So we just need to hold it together till he comes back.
Okay. Inspiring says, what? I was here from 7:20, but you got to say something. So, the prize this morning was who had something to say. And, well, if you didn't have anything to say, you didn't know your Caymanian manners and said good morning or something. So don't worry, though. We got more things to give away. So Tiff, definitely WhatsApp me and we will get you sorted out, honey chow. So, well, that's a bit of good news. So you're back in the saddle next week then?
Yeah, next week we're playing. So it's every NFL team gets one bye week, per season, and this was our bye week. So sometimes people fall for it, and I'm like, the Miami Dolphins will not lose this weekend. I bet you they will not lose, and they're like, what? Yeah, they're gonna lose, and and I get a free drink or two off of it. But
oh my goodness,
little tricks of the trade. If you're just hating and not paying attention, right?
Right. Yes, we got a break. So breaks are good. So we are excited. I know my friends have been asking me about what else is going on at Cayman Bay location. So do you have any updates for us on how things are going?
So this week we're just waiting on one last approval from the Health Practice Commission. So it's a standard approval that we would get. So that should be coming this week, and then fingers crossed. Next week will be open for OPD, which is your outpatient services. So persons can come in typically when you just need to see a doctor in the first instance or for follow-ups and the such. So that will be next week. And then the week after, we would be doing our planned, as we call them, elective surgeries. So those planned procedures that are mostly your day case procedures. So you come in the morning, you have your procedure. Dr. Naranjan, when he comes on, will be able to speak about arthroscopies and the such, which are typically just done in the day and then you leave. So then we will go ahead and have that as the second component. And then in the third week, we'll go ahead and open up for our emergencies and such. So a lot of exciting things that are occurring, and we're looking forward to be able to move forward with our new location. And as we said, it's 10 years, and this is our gift to the Cayman Islands in our 10th year, being a little bit closer to the majority of the population, as well as offering the full gamut when it comes to oncology, which is cancer care. And with our partnership with Dana-Farber, as I mentioned before, which is the medical arm for Harvard, we have a partnership. So we'll be able to definitely deal with the small percentages of components for cancer that we can't deal with. We have a great partner there that will be able to deal with it for us. But I know we're here today. So before Dr. Naranjan joins us, just to mention that Dr. Naranjan is our orthopedic and joint replacement surgeon, one of our senior surgeons for joint replacement. He does sports medicine, he does arthroplasty and arthroscopy, and he has done over 3,000 procedures when it comes to from an arthroscopic perspective, as well as for a joint replacement perspective. He's done over 1,000 procedures, as well as when it comes to trauma and trauma care, he's done over 1,200 in his 2-decade experience that Dr. Naranjan has. And today, because it's World Arthritis Day on October 12th, we're celebrating that day today, and we wanted to bring on Dr. Naranjan. The theme is Informed Choices, Better Outcomes, highlighting the importance of people living with rheumatic and musculoskeletal diseases to make informed, evidence-based decisions in partnership with their healthcare teams. So we wanted to bring on an expert in that area to definitely come to speak to us about that as well. Especially, he's here? Okay, perfect.
Oh, yes. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. Good morning, Shumari. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you.
Yes.
I was saying all these nice things about you, thinking you couldn't hear me.
I heard them. Yeah. It's been two decades. So all those numbers naturally come to us, especially when you're working in a high volume center.
Yeah, well, Dr. Naranjan, I must tell you, the other day I came to do my checkup. I think it was last week or the week before. Gosh, the time is flying by, but I came in to do the checkup on the shoulder, and I saw some ladies there and a gentleman from the Bahamas who looks like they had some orthopedic surgery and orthopedic care. And one lady, I was opening the door for her as she was coming out of the restroom. But I tell you what, she had her little walker and she was, moving around. It looks like she had just had surgery. It's amazing, Shamari, and I heard the ladies talking with each other. It's amazing how many people are coming from other islands for orthopedic treatment, in particular in joint replacement. Tell us a little bit about why you think, what's driving that. I mean, it's phenomenal, really.
Yeah, no. I mean, so it's proof in the pudding, right? So we always outline that we would have, obviously, experienced surgeons like Dr. Naranjan throughout the facility. So we're offering high quality care because all of our quality of outcomes prove the fact that we're one of the best on this side of the world in regards to our medical outcomes. And keeping true to the vision, right? A solution isn't a solution if it isn't affordable, is one of Dr. Shetty's sayings. And the fact that we're able to do these highly complex types of procedures at a fraction of the cost that you would get in a like hospital of high quality in the US, it speaks for itself, right? If the cost was attractive, but the outcomes weren't good, very quickly people would find out and not want to come to us. So we did a lot of hard work in the first instances of Health City, just because it was a brand that wasn't known. But over time, through that hard work, and then obviously, as I mentioned, the proof in the pudding with the Dr. Naranjans who are actually doing the medical services, a lot of other islands know Health City. Believe it or not, and even in Latin America, they know of Health City. and so much so that we many times are now being courted to try and take Health City to other islands. But the way Health City is in the Cayman Islands with the physical infrastructure, we wouldn't replicate that. But there are other ways we can help in the other islands. We also try and help in those ways, but knowing that for your major surgeries, we have the main shop here, Health City in Cayman Islands, as well as Health City at Camana Bay, to be able to meet those needs of those international visitors. So we've also had many contracts with the cruise lines as well. So cruise lines are self-insured, and they have crew members that, well, I can't say that's the population that came out. When we first started, there were like 60,000, and I could say the one cruise line was like the population that came out, but I know we're a little bit more than that now. But still, there's significant amount of employees, and they come to us for their diagnostics, they come to us for their surgeries, and the such. They have a lot of employees from other parts of the world as well. So even when they come to us, a lot of times they want that employee to stay with us throughout their full recovery. So when they recover, they can go back, finish the time they have to work, and then go home, because they have extended vacation periods as well. But anyway, I digress. But if and when people do come up, they will see many people from across the Caribbean that are with us, and very shortly we have some babies that will be arriving as well for cardiac surgery. So that is in a week's time. We'll have some more babies coming for cardiac surgery, but we get everything. So orthopedics, even trauma, air ambulances coming in, as well as cardiac, neuro, general surgery, cancer care. So everything that we're doing to fulfill and fill gaps here in the Cayman Islands tend to also fill a gap in one or two of the other islands. It just depends on which island and the specific gap. They typically will use Health City when they can.
Yes, wonderful. Well, I know that Dr. Naranjan is very, very busy, so let's utilize his expertise this morning. We're going to be talking about World Arthritis Day. Now, I'm sure this is a disease and an ailment that really impacts a lot of people around the world. So the theme every single year, they have these amazing, whether it's celebrating it for the entire month, a week, or days. And of course, Health City picks up on those to really just educate people about all of the conditions and disorders and diseases that are out there, and to inform you a little bit about it, and also let you know that you don't have to suffer in silence if you have arthritis, for example, being World Arthritis Day. So let's talk a little bit about it. It was celebrated annually around the world on October the 12th to raise global awareness about arthritis and its impact on millions of people. What exactly, Doc, is arthritis? I mean, I think we've all heard the term. We kind of know it's joint related, and most people associate it with age as you get older. But what is it exactly?
Okay, so arthritis, arth is more related to the joint, and itis means inflammation. So any inflammation which is related to the joint is called arthritis. It can be inflammation in the synovial tissues, in the damage to the cartilage inside, or inflammation in the joint overall. Everything is clubbed under arthritis. There are two broad categories which we commonly come across in arthritis. One is age-related arthritis, which most people know, like in old people, they get knee pain, hip pain because of the damage in the joint. That is called osteoarthritis or age-related arthritis. And there is a big set of joint-related inflammation conditions, which are called rheumatological or rheumatoid-related arthritis, where there is inflammation because of some conditions in the body which can predispose the inflammation in the joint. So that set of joint inflammation usually is managed by someone called a rheumatologist with medications and other things. So osteoarthritis and rheumatoid arthritis are two broad kind of categories of joint inflammation. And most of the times, the osteoarthritis is dealt by the orthopedic surgeons, and the rheumatological related arthritis are dealt by the rheumatologists.
Okay. So slightly different. And then you have different physicians that deal with them as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, how does someone know which form of arthritis they have? Does it have to be diagnosed by a physician, or are there telltale signs?
See, any joint related pain, I think most of the times they do come to orthopedic surgeon, simply because the number of orthopedic surgeons are higher compared to the number of rheumatologists. And when they come to the orthopedic surgeon, or even to a physician, they might even go to a general physician, where the doctor will diagnose, and they can tell them which kind of joint inflammation it is, whether it is related to rheumatoid relation condition, or whether it is related to the osteoarthritis related. So from there onwards, they will be referred to the respective specialists to manage. But if they come to us, which is more likely in Cayman, we do refer them to a rheumatologist if we find that it is related to that kind of arthritis. And most of the times, the initial management can be managed by either a physician or a rheumatologist or an orthopedic surgeon. They don't have to go to a different specialist. Come to their GP, and they can manage the first line of treatment. And then, if there is no improvement, then they can be referred to the correct super specialist.
Okay. All right. So now it's something that, I think that some people believe that once they have it, it's going to be completely debilitating, crippling them, but it is something that's manageable.
Yeah, not necessarily all the arthritis end up in having a severe condition. Many times we even notice, okay, these are some simple growing pains in children. They may notice and joint pain, and then they say, okay, it's just simple growing pain. It can be as simple as that. But in other conditions, they come to us with severe pain, unable to walk, on a walker or on a wheelchair. So it can be as severe as that. So there is a broad spectrum of presentation.
Right.
The arthritis presents, and even the age group. Like osteoarthritis presents in older age group, but there are a lot of conditions which are seen in younger age group, like juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, where even kids can be involved with inflammation of the joint. So not necessarily arthritis is a old age related condition. It can be age also, and the presentation varies accordingly.
Wow. So how do you know what are the signs in children? Like, sometimes it's difficult to know what's going on with kids because they'll complain, but it might be a bit non-specific. How do you know that you need to worry about a child's joints or joint pain?
Usually the non-osteoarthritis type of or connective tissue related or rheumatoid related arthritis, they present to us with multiple joint pain. Not like, oh, my right knee hurts. That is unlikely to be a rheumatoid arthritis. But if
Okay.
the patient comes to us with, okay, we have swelling in both the hands, and in the morning when I wake up, I find that my joints are very tight, and I shake them up, I wash, soak them in hot water. Then maybe about an hour and an half hour later, my joints become supple, but they are still sore. When I work a lot, when I pick up few things, I still get pain, and I feel that they are very stiff, especially when I sit for a long time and when I get up. These are the signs which say that there is a possible rheumatoid arthritis. So in that case, we do some blood investigations and make sure that if something is positive, then we'll go towards that line of treatment. On the other hand, the osteoarthritis or age-related arthritis usually diagnosed with X-rays and basically clinical presentation. The old age-related or the age osteoarthritis, it presents to us with the symptoms like pain in the joint, swelling in the joint, stiffness when they sit for a long time or when they sleep and get up. So these are some of the symptoms with which they present. The main difference between the two is the age-related or the osteoarthritis will be involving in one or two joints, and usually it will be the major joints or the joints which are more involved or which they use more. Basically, the knee joints, hip joints, and sometimes one or two joints of the hands, depending on how they use it, will be the presentation for osteoarthritis. On the other, the rheumatological arthritis presents with multiple joint pain.
Okay. Very good. So arthritis, folks, is a group of over 100 different conditions that affect the joints, causing pain, stiffness, and inflammation. So there's two common types that we've just mentioned. I'm repeating some of this because I want y'all to pay attention. You're going to get quizzed a little bit later on in the show because I know you guys want some fun giveaways today. So make sure you're paying attention. So two common types, osteoarthritis, that's wear and tear damage to joint cartilage. And then you have rheumatoid arthritis, which is an autoimmune condition where the immune system attacks the joints. Now, of these two, would you say that it's more likely that children would have the rheumatoid arthritis?
Yes, you're right. So rheumatoid arthritis is common in younger age group. If it is well maintained, sometimes they can even present in the middle age or even the later age group. But if you see multiple small joint pain, we should think about rheumatoid arthritis in children. Yes.
Okay. All right. And you've just also mentioned some of the symptoms, including joint pain and tenderness, stiffness in the joints, especially in the morning or after rest. Now, how do you determine, stiffness in the joints, gosh, when you get to be of a particular age, you kind of feel stiffness in the joints kind of no matter what. Is it more severe stiffness if it is potentially arthritis, or how do you look closely at the stiffness in the joints component?
See, stiffness is nothing but decreased range of movement in the joint. And yeah, after a certain age, there can be subtle stiffness. I'm not saying no, but it's comparison. Suppose they have right knee pain.
Yes.
And if there is restricted movement on the right side compared to the left knee. So it is individual for them, for according to their age, according to their body. So if there is a difference between the movement in two joints, that means there is definitely a stiffness related to the pain in that joint, maybe arthritis in that joint. So that's how we see. In other cases, like in rheumatoid arthritis, they complain of stiffness, which is more in the morning. But as the day progresses, it gets better. Or if we give some medication, it gets better. So it is not an organic tightness. It is not a tightness because of some problem with the muscles or tendon. It is a tightness because of inflammation. When the medications correct the tightness or the stiffness, it is unlikely to be age related. It can be because of the inflammation in the joint. But however, if it is osteoarthritis, the stiffness can be there, like all the joints can be a little bit stiff, but it is the amount of stiffness and compared to the other joint on the other side, the difference in the stiffness, that is what determines us. Also, the response to the medications in the past. If they respond well to medications like painkillers or hot water therapy, that means that stiffness is coming because of some amount of inflammation and muscle spasm. So all this suggests that it can be because of arthritis, not because of just a random stiffness because of age.
Okay. All right. We got a few questions here. Miss Donna says, "Oh, sir, what about them shoulders? Sometimes I can't even drive. Can you get arthritis? I guess you can get arthritis in the shoulders as well, right?"
You do get, yeah. See, the shoulder is not a weight-bearing joint. That is the plus point for shoulder. So the osteoarthritis in shoulder is not as common as, say, knee joint or hip joint. But shoulder can have arthritis because of the rotator cuff pathology. If there is an injury to the rotator cuff muscles, and if the patients don't treat it and leave it for say another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, then because of the lack of the muscles, a secondary osteoarthritis will develop. We call it as rotator cuff arthropathy. So that is more common in shoulder and compared to primary osteoarthritis, like in knee joint or hip joint. But we do see quite a few of shoulder arthritis. In fact, if I operate, say, 10 knee replacement, maybe one person needs a shoulder replacement. So that's the incidence of arthritis in the shoulder.
Miss Donna, go and make an appointment and see him. There really is no need to suffer. And I can tell you anything related to the shoulder and the neck, it's incredibly uncomfortable and can be downright, extremely painful. And if you're saying that you can sometimes barely drive, that's not the kind of pain that you should be living with. Yeah. So good morning to Miss Cherry. How are you? Linda's here joining us from Bermuda, the beautiful Linda. Kathleen says that she needs employment energy and to lose 50 pounds. Okay. Tell us a little bit about weight loss. Oh, she said not employment. That's how I got there. Oh, sorry. I was going to say employment energy. I was a little bit confused there, Kathleen. All right. So are there certain types of work, Kathleen brings up an interesting point. Are there certain types of work that are a little bit more difficult on the joints and can therefore, bring on arthritis? Or is there anything such as like your work being very detrimental to your joints in that way?
Yeah, see, joint damage can happen over a period of many decades. Suppose if someone is doing rigorous physically active activity, physically demanding activities, and doing the same thing over and over a period of 1-2 decades, of course, it's going to take a toll on the joints which they will be using. And it is not just one activity related, not just the work related. Can be related to many other conditions, and work will be an adding feature which will cause the arthritis. So the arthritis is multifactorial. Hereditary is one of the things which is strongly associated with the arthritis, and lifestyle is another thing. So if the person is very active, maintains their muscle health, their physical health very good, maintains the body weight normally, the impact falling on the joints will be much lower, and the work may not cause that much of damage to someone who is very fit and who is taking care of their joints properly. On the other hand, if someone is not conscious of their lifestyle, the eating habits, they don't exercise well, and they keep on doing those physically demanding activities. So the activity plus the body weight, the lack of muscles, everything will take a toll on the joint, and then the joint can get damaged. So it is always multifactorial, and a simple physical work can also cause arthritis if you are not living healthy. On the other hand, a very demanding physical activity may cause any joint arthritis. So what I would like to say is, if you don't think only, okay, this work is going to cause some arthritis, I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to it. Instead of that, better to see the picture, the overall picture, and try to correct their lifestyle, try to go to the doctor as early when the symptoms begin initially, and fix the problem rather than allowing it to develop till the advanced stage of arthritis.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, we do have a few people commenting that they're suffering from it. Madeline says, I have osteoarthritis, but it has my knee on my left foot gave out. How can that be corrected? It's painful at times, and sometimes meds just don't help. And she's watching from Nassau, Bahamas. So when you start to have severe pain to the point where your foot is giving out or the knees giving out, that sounds like you definitely need to come in and see a physician if it's not being managed with pain. What other treatment options are available for arthritis other than medication?
Okay. So in the previous case, the example, they don't have the stability in their knee and foot, and it's giving out. There are multiple reasons for that. The first thing is we do an X-ray to see what's happening with the joint. We also do a clinical examination and see if they have good muscle strength, if the ligaments are stable. So when we find out that there is not much arthritis, but it's more related to the muscles or the ligament, we start them with simple medications and physical therapy. Just strengthening the muscles can give stability, and then they can come out of the giving out feeling. But on the other hand, on the other extreme, if there is advanced arthritis, which is the reason for their instability, then in addition to strengthening of the muscles, what we need to do is fix the joint. In that case, on the other extreme, there are surgical options. Now, there are conditions in between where you have maybe mild to moderate arthritis with some muscle weakness. In those cases, we can give them some medications like anti-inflammatory medications to reduce the pain and inflammation. Um, and intermittently, if they judiciously use anti-inflammatory medications, do some physical therapy, most of the times they will be able to buy 2, 3, 4, 5 years, depending on the stage of their arthritis. And in some cases where we feel that they have crossed that stage, they are not responding to the medications, or they are in need for medications on a daily basis. In that case, probably we can even try some injections like steroid injections, which can reduce the inflammation and buy some time for them. These are all not the actual treatment for osteoarthritis. They're more like time buying measures. That we don't end up in joint replacement. And if the person is, say, 50 years, and if he can buy 5 years of time before we do the joint replacement, then
Right.
new joint which we are going to put in at the age of 55 is going to last much longer than what if we put it at 50 years. So
Okay.
we always go conservative whenever we see arthritis with medications, with injections, with physical therapy. And if none of them help to reduce the pain, and if the patient has disturbance in sleeping, if they need daily painkillers, if their family life, social life, personal life is getting affected because of the pain, is the stage when they have to make a decision. Okay, the doctor is saying there is arthritis, and I'm in a stage where none of these are helping. So let me go ahead with the next option. So the decision to do a joint replacement or a surgery in that situation is more patient based. That is where the informed choices will come into the picture. So we give all these information to the patient,
Yes.
tell them what are the pros and cons, and based on those pros and cons, and we also give them the possible outcome, what they can expect if they undergo those treatment, uh, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year down the line, and then patients can take a decision, and that decides what will be their outcome. So when we inform everything and they take a decision by themselves, and we help them to take a decision, the outcomes are far superior compared to we giving them the decision. Okay, um, you need an injection. Okay, you need a joint replacement. So if I tell that, they will not understand, and their expectations are totally different. So This year, the theme is informed choices and better outcomes. Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, the more informed patients are, and that's why these sessions are really amazing because they educate you about, what the disease or disorder is, but also about what your treatment options are. Because what I have found, even from my experience, my personal experience going to the orthopedic team at Health City, Cayman Islands, is they're not pushing you towards surgery. They're like, no, no, no. You're still young. 50, 51 is still relatively young. Let's see what you can do to offset, this getting any worse, whether it's like daily exercise, physiotherapy, doing things that you need to do, losing weight, folks. That's a big one when it comes to the joints. And we're going to talk about some of the home remedies here that people can do that are known to be extremely effective. So let's look at some of those. Of course, exercise. You and I have talked about this, some of the low impact exercises in particular to help maintain flexibility and strengthen joints around the muscles around the joints. So things like yoga, Pilates, daily stretching would probably be useful as well.
Yeah. See, what I spoke initially was more about osteoarthritis in general. But if you take the rheumatological condition, it's a totally different ballgame. There, patients do need a lot of medications support and also lifestyle modification. See, arthritis is a condition where there is pain, and pain can be managed with multiple methods. It can be with lifestyle modification, and sometimes the pain is when we are in a demanding situation. If we get cut, we don't feel pain. But when we are calm and quiet, even a small cut can be very painful. So there is a psychological component for every pain. Correcting those aspects can reduce the pain, and the medications also can reduce the pain.
Okay.
In general, there are multiple methods by which one can reduce inflammation. It can be as simple as keeping ice can reduce the inflammation. Healthy lifestyle, eating certain food which are anti-inflammatory kind of properties. They don't come under allopathic medicine under our training. But if you, for example, if I give you turmeric, it has very good anti-inflammatory properties. So and there are so many the so-called bush medicine which are traditionally being followed. Patients do take those food and they do feel better because of reduction of inflammation. So any dietary changes which can help you to lower the pain, I suggest to continue those things. Turmeric was just an example. So it can be ice applications, heat therapy to loosen up the joint. It can be weight reduction to reduce the weight falling on the joint, thereby offloading them. It can be strengthening the muscles, which can act as an internal brace to the joint, reducing the pain. It also increases the blood circulation in the joint. Dietary modifications, proper sleep. If you sleep adequate amount of sleep, and same day routines, eating at the same time, sleeping at the same time, drinking a lot of water, avoiding high protein diet, like for example red meat in certain conditions can be helpful to reduce the inflammation. Drinking a lot of water, hydration helps to reduce the inflammation. Non-impact exercises, even if they have arthritis. Many patients, oh, my arthritis is going to get worse, so I should not exercise. I should not go for a walk. This is actually a wrong conception. So, if you have arthritis and if you don't exercise, you put on more weight, and that's going to cause more damage to the joint. And because of lack of activity, the overall health of the heart, lungs, and the immune system in the body is going to go down. So all of them will have much serious consequences than the progression of the arthritis in the joint. So I always tell them, okay, you cannot go for a run, go for cycling, where you are sitting and you are still working out, you're doing your cardio and trying to reduce your blood pressure, trying to maintain your diabetes, lose
Mhm.
some weight, diet to reduce the weight. So all these things, they are all interrelated. They reduce
Yes.
the inflammation, they increase the pain threshold, and they overall improve the body health. And even if the patient needs a surgery 3 months down the line or 6 months down the line, they'll be in a much better position to undergo the surgery and have a better outcome.
Hmm. Hmm. Very good to know. And I think you're right because you and I have had this discussion. You were saying do more low impact because I have a bit of an issue with mostly the left knee, but I've noticed when I do stairs and stuff, that's kind of when I feel it. But I said to you, Doc, I love pickleball, and it's hard for me. I got the pickleball court and everything now, so it's hard for me not to want to get on the pickleball court. And I like the advice that you gave me, which made me kind of chuckle. But you said, listen, these are the recommendations. Do as much low impact as you can. But if you love something and it gets you moving, then you got to do what you love, but just make sure that you're managing it properly. So I wear my knee brace, and I find that I feel so much better, even just once or twice a week. The movement can really make a difference. I still have this some degree of pain in the shoulder and kind of neck region from that episode. But, it's obviously not as severe. And again, moving seems to help. I feel just better after I've moved. Maybe that's some of the endorphins and stuff. I'm not really sure. But, and exercise, folks, is just a really, really important part of managing, I think, your life in general. So weight management, also extremely important. So making some dietary changes, anti-inflammatory foods. We mentioned the omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants from both fruits and vegetables can reduce some symptoms. And stress management, and you talked about sleep. And I didn't really think about that, but I guess you make a good point, because when you're sleeping, that's when your body spends a lot of time doing the repairing that it needs to do, right?
Yeah, yeah. So, see, anything which can make you happy and calm is going to reduce your inflammation. So sleep is one of the things, and you were mentioning about the pickleball. So pickleball is kind of acting like a meditation for you. So it is
Yes.
making you happy, and that physical activity plus that
Yeah.
happiness, though it may be causing a little bit damage to your cartilage, but the in a larger scale, it is helping your body to
Yes.
reduce the inflammation, to make you more happy. So maybe sleep, maybe it can be singing, it can be music, the art, what you love,
Mhm.
or it can be going for a pickleball, some sports, or some activities. So these recommendation, I always tell the patients that it is not like an absolute recommendation. There are
Mhm.
some
Mhm.
conditions where we do recommend absolutely, but these are informed recommendations where you need to choose. Okay, I'm going to do this activity. I know this is not that great for
Mhm.
my knee, but it is needed for my body. So
Yes.
if you have to do that, it will reduce your stress and thereby helping your body. So
Mhm.
we should see the whole picture, not just that joint, when we are giving the informed choices. And you should be able to take those decisions. Yes, sleep
Mhm.
is a very integral part of the uh, healing, and any inflammation, any diseases, any pain, spasm, everything will get better if you get proper sleep.
Mhm. All right, we've got Maria with a question. Maria says, "Can gluten not be a problem?" So, of course, gluten, I feel like, is the buzzword of the century at the moment, and we're blaming all sorts of stuff on gluten. Does gluten play a role in arthritis?
See, I am not the right person to comment about all those finer micronutrient related to the joint. Probably a
Mhm.
nutritionist or a rheumatologist will be able to guide you better. But yeah, we have seen sensitivity. We have seen certain food allergy types. When you consume them, the inflammation in the body increases, and they do present with different conditions. And joint inflammation can be a part of it. So yes, if you are sensitive to gluten and if you are getting joint pain whenever you eat gluten food, yes, you can avoid those dietary things. Not everything is what I can say is scientifically proven. And sometimes when patients say, okay, when I eat this, I do get joint pain. I do suggest not to eat them because more than the doctor, the patient knows their body very well. And if they notice, okay, when I do this, it comes back to me. It is very logical to say not to do that. But at the same time, if you want to know more about that, you need to go to a specialist who deal with that kind of branch. Like gluten sensitivity can be dealt by maybe an immunologist or a person who deals with nutrition, and they can guide them better.
And just Maria, just having a quick look here, according to the Arthritis Foundation, this question is still being debated by physicians. And some experts say that if you have the celiac disease, you may get some benefits from having a gluten-free diet. So I'll post this link here so you can read more about what they have said. So no affirmative answer one way or the other. But celiac disease is another autoimmune disease, and it says that maybe controlling that, trying to avoid complex proteins found in greens such as wheat, barley, and rye can help to offset some of that, because those trigger a powerful autoimmune response that can damage the small intestine. So I guess any pain management is something that is incredibly helpful, I'm sure, across the board. Miss Bonnie is asking about what to help with sleep. She's asking if magnesium glycinate is good for that.
Yeah, no, I have absolutely no idea what magnesium glycinate will do for the sleep. My branch is orthopedic surgery, so for these things, I think.
But the good news is they've got sleep experts right there at Health City.
Yes, I was about to tell that. Probably they can see my colleagues, Dr. Harsha and Dr. Archita. So they are specialists in sleep assessment and advising them. Probably they can contact them.
All right. Miss Maria, I'm just going to post that link here if you want to read some more about that. But yes, and this is one of the great things about Health City is having all of these experts under one roof. So if you go there, Shamari, I know you can tell us more about this, but if you go there and the orthopedic surgeon says, it seems like this isn't quite my area of expertise. Maybe you need to see a sleep specialist, or you need to see, cardiologists or different things. Everybody's there.
Yeah, and to that point, the great thing is by having everybody under one roof, when it comes to the care, if there are multiple issues, all of our physicians work together in order to make sure that they give the best solution. So that's the one great thing about having a multi-specialty team in-house and a team that works together, in that we're going to do what's best for the patient. And sometimes Dr. Naranjan, if he was seeing a patient in a silo, may think that X is the best thing to do. However, when he speaks to his other colleagues at this point in time, maybe Y is the best thing to do. And if that doesn't work, then you come back to X. So that's a great thing about the Health City, obviously in East End, but now coming a little bit closer for those that would like to see us in Commander Bay as well.
All right, very good. So maybe contact them, Ms. Bonnie. I know you are a special situation being a stroke survivor. But yeah, sleep being extremely important. So inspiring, it says, what medications are typically prescribed for managing pain and inflammation in arthritis? And can you discuss their effectiveness and any common side effects? And can these affect the kidneys?
Okay. Yeah. So this is a very important question because it is applicable for all the patients who have arthritis, who are taking long-term pain medications. See, there are three broad categories in simple words, if I have to tell. One is a painkiller or anti-inflammatory medication. Will work on the kidneys. And there are some anti-inflammatory medications which will work on the liver. And there are some centrally acting painkiller medications which will work on the nerves. So when we see a chronic arthritic patient who is not yet ready for joint replacement, or who cannot do joint replacement for some reason, or there are no surgical options or injection options available, if they have to take medications for a long term, I always tell them to mix and match different set of medication with these three category. For example, the Voltaren or the diclofenac tablet is a very good anti-inflammatory tablet. It is there for many decades. But the problem with that is, if we take it for a very long time, it can affect the kidneys. In the same way, if we take paracetamol or Ali type of tablet for at a higher dose for very long time, it can affect liver. The centrally acting medications like codeine, oxycodones, these are strong, but at the same time they can cause addiction problems, tramadol, these kind of things. So the best way is to mix and match these medications so that the side effects don't overlap. So I always tell them, okay, if you have sharp inflammation and sharp pain, there is redness, there is swelling, there is acute pain, they do need some anti-inflammatory. In that case, they can use medications like arcoxia or etoricoxib or diclofenac or ibuprofen or naproxen, or these kind of anti-inflammatory, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory medications. So they reduce the inflammation in a much better way than the other medications. And to reduce the side effect, what we do is we add paracetamol or Aleve type of medication so that the dose of the other medications can be reduced. So mixing different type of medications can avoid the side effect, but still they can get good pain relief. And sometimes patients say, okay, my pain is manageable with ibuprofen, but I don't get sleep at night because of pain or otherwise. Then probably centrally acting medications like codeine with paracetamol or oxycodone that can reduce the pain and also induce a little bit of sleep. So maybe at night they will benefit from the other medication. So it's about what they need, how frequently do they need, and what are their requirements. And based on that, we adjust the medications. And some patients do have diabetes, they have kidney related issues. So in those patients, we cannot give the diclofenac tablet. For them, we give another type of medication. Some people are having and we cannot give some medications which can cause stomach ulcers and cause bleeding. So we keep all these things in mind. And at Health City, we have the pharmacy system, which will give us a red flag. Suppose if the patient is on anti-epileptic medication and I write some medications for their pain, I will not be having a sufficient knowledge regarding the anti-epileptic medications. But the system will give us a red flag, and we have a clinical pharmacist who will tell, okay, doctor, this tablet, what you have prescribed, doesn't go along with the tablet, what they are taking, another doctor. So that is a good thing where I don't have to worry much, and our clinical pharmacists will tell, okay, these patients cannot go together. And so that is how we can reduce all the side effect.
Very interesting. So some of those can be counter effective when it comes to other drugs, or can be very serious side effects. Good question, Inspiring. One more from Inspiring. How do the symptoms of a rotator cuff injury differ from those of shoulder arthritis or bursitis?
Symptomatically, it is very difficult to differentiate whether the pain is coming from the rotator cuff or it is coming from the arthritis. For the patient's perspective, it may appear the same way. They find it difficult to move their arms up. They might find it difficult to sleep on their side. They might find that it's very painful at night and decreased range of movement. So all the symptoms are kind of similar, but when we examine them, the rotator cuff signs will be a little bit different compared to, say, inflammation in the bursa. But however, if it is a chronic condition where multiple things can coexist, where there is a large rotator cuff tear with arthritis, with inflammation. Then even then, at that point, we will not be able to differentiate even with the clinical examination, and the investigations will help. But from the patient perspective, don't ignore, okay, this pain may not be because of rotator cuff, it can be because of bursitis, because the symptoms can be similar. I suggest to go to a doctor and get it checked and make sure that it is not related to the rotator cuff or arthritis, and it is just inflammation.
Right. What is bursitis exactly?
See, suppose if this is the shoulder joint and if this is the top joint, normally the shoulder joint moves under the top bone. There is a sac in between the two, which acts like a cushion, and that sac is called bursa. It has very minimal amount of fluid to act as a lubricant, and so that the joint is down. There is rotator cuff on the top of the joint, and there is bursa on top of it, and then there is a bone on top of it. So if there is, because of friction, if there is inflammation in the bursa, it can give rise to pain. But if the same condition progresses for a very long time, the bursa gets disrupted and the inflammation will be in the rotator cuff. And if the same condition progresses for a very long time, then the rotator cuff goes away and the inflammation will be in the joint, because that is directly in touch with the bone. And that's how the rotator cuff arthropathy develops.
Wow. So don't ignore either one of these. Don't self-diagnose for sure. And don't ignore it, because the longer you ignore it, the worse it gets. Oftentimes it doesn't, fix itself. And then it can cause other issues in the associated area as well. All right. Very good. Oh my goodness. So many things here to really think about and consider. So Inspiring is asking about hot and cold therapy in your professional opinion. Now, I know this is something you've recommended for me. So tell us a little bit about how helpful that can be as well.
See, whether it is heat therapy or cold therapy, it will work on multiple ways. The one is it can reduce the blood supply, or it can increase the blood supply, thereby taking away the pain factor from the inflammation area. And if the blood supply increases, it can bring nutrients for healing. The common concept is, if the pain is acute, if the pain is severe, if there is redness, swelling, or if it is because of injury, in general, ice helps, because we want to calm that place down. So we want to reduce the blood supply going to that area. We want to make it numb, so that the pain is less. It also reduces inflammation. On the other hand, if someone is having arthritis and stiffness, and their pain is more dull aching, it is chronic, and they find it very tight to move the joint, in that case, hot water can help to increase the blood supply to that joint, to make it more supple, and it takes away the pain. So chronic condition, dull aching condition, tight stiffness, without much inflammation, heat can work better. Sometimes we advise them both modalities. Heat, a couple of minutes, then followed by the cold, to reduce the inflammation and to reduce the pain. But general, acute is cold and chronic is heat.
Very good. I'm trying to use both of my feet there, Inspiring. So some really fantastic things here again, folks. We do have, tell us a little bit, Shamari, as we start to wrap up now, Seniors Month, Older Persons Month, in the month of October, focusing on anyone 65 and over. You've got a wonderful option available to them where they can come in and do a full senior health checkup.
Definitely. So the senior health check is for adults that are 65 years of age or older. It includes assessment of memory, bone health, balance, and continence. And it's for a reduced price of US $250. And it also includes a free hearing test at ENT in Cayman, which is a partner entity with Health City. And appointments, however, should be booked between October 14th and 31st. So we're right in that time period now. So everyone can definitely call in at 640-4040 or info@healthcity.ky. But for adults over 65 years of age, assessment of memory continence, reduced price of $250 US, free hearing test with ENT in Cayman, booked between October 14th and 31st.
Very good. And I can tell you that my mother-in-law did it last year, my apologies, when she was here in October. She's coming back again this week. So we might have her come back in. Is it something that you would recommend on an annual basis, just like how you do your executive health check?
I won't put on my Dr. Shamari hat, but I would have to ask that question just to make sure. But I would think, depending on what your assessment says, the same way with the executive health check. Depending on where you are, they may say, you know what, it'd be best if you come in next year, or they say, based on everything that we're seeing, you're good for another 2 years. Right. So I'm not sure, but I will definitely confirm and let you know for next week. Yes.
Well, we'll see if we can have her. We kind of picked up on the little hearing thing, and I wasn't surprised when they said her hearing is, a little bit of hearing loss. I wasn't really surprised by that, because sometimes I swear we're talking to her and she's not hearing a word that we're saying, but she might be purposely ignoring us as well.
I have that issue with my 6-year-old, but I'm sure he's hearing. Just pretending.
Yeah. All right, Dr. Naranjan, thank you so much. Consultant orthopedic and joint replacement surgeon there with Health City, and he's got a whole team that works closely with him. I've met with other members of his team. I love Dr. Naranjan because I feel like he explains things like very, very simply. He pulls out his little diagrams. You guys have seen the interviews where I've gone in for consult, and he's like taking out his little display, his joint display, and explain everything very, very clearly. And so that, anybody really can understand what's going on with their joints and their bodies. So folks, take advantage of the knowledge and expertise that is available there at Health City, Cayman Island. Doctor, thank you so much.
Thank you, Sandra. Thank you for having us.
All right. Have a wonderful day.
Next time that Dr. Naranjan comes on, he has to bring some of his photographs so that everybody can see the wonderful work that he actually does outside of the operating theater.
You can go to the Kamana Bay Clinic of Health City. You can get a display of our artwork.
Yes. His hobby, which is quite amazing as well. Thank you so much. And you know what? Just demonstrates that it's important. All of us are professionals in some way or another in terms of like, okay, this is your area of expertise, but you've got to do things that you enjoy, whether it's art, photography, playing the piano, all these things, exercising, whatever you enjoy that's healthy. Indulge in that more, get lots of sleep and rest, and it helps to manage your stress as well. So thank you so much, Doc. And congratulations. He's got a daughter who's part of the award-winning chess team recently as well. So congrats to her. They did a phenomenal job.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she'll be very happy listening to this. Thank you.
Very good. All right, Dr. Naranjan there. I'm going to ask Shamari to stick around because I just want to do a little bit of a mic check. I have been making some conscious efforts with the board to try to boost up my mic. Now, somebody messaged me and they actually said that my mic settings were better, they thought, just now. So I thought, okay. They said, Sandy, just to let you know that since you took off that thing to hear Mr. Scott, it sounds better. Oh, you mean it sounds better since I fixed it or before? Oh, I think I misunderstood when I first read that. So you're saying right now it sounds better than it did before. And if that's the case, then I think we'll leave it as is. We won't mess with it anymore. So we're just tweaking things here and there. There's a feature in here called echo cancellation. I was kind of turning that off to see if that made a difference. Okay, well, if it sounds better now, then we leave it. That's how it works. Shamari, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. And I look forward to telling you about the Dolphins win.
Blaze up Dr. Shamari. Well, no. We got some politicians to blaze up, so we're going to leave Shamari alone.
And see my mug today, I was feeling intelligent. I got my yoga.
She would love that. She loves, what's his name?
Yoda,
yes. She has a little Yoda doll that makes this really weird noise around the house. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, she's got, I don't even know where it's at. It's probably hidden somewhere if we haven't given it away already in some cupboard. But it makes this little, I'm like, what the heck is that noise? All right, Madeline, hopefully you got some good information there. Reach out to the Health City team. There's lots of people coming from the Bahamas. So you'll be tickled pink, no doubt, to know that you can contact them and make an appointment. Flora says, I can hear you loud and clear, honey child. You know, on social media, that's not where the problem is. It's the radio people. They're like, oh, you're coming in low and I have to turn you all the way up. And I'm thinking, that's so weird. I really don't think it's me, because if it was me, I'd be low across all platforms. I think it's a bit something sus going on with the radio feed, but hopefully we'll get it sorted out. They need a little booster over there in Bobo. So listen, honey child, y'all know it's political season. And we had such an interesting conversation yesterday. So let me just see here now. The audio setting is best it has been. Keep those settings. Oh, well, I mean, I haven't changed it. This is the weird thing, is I haven't really changed anything, but we'll just don't touch the board. We'll leave it alone. Oh my God. Yes. All right. So, yes, thank you so much. All right. So listen, honey child, let's talk about the fact that we barely have a political party in the Cayman Islands. I think I need some of that good oatmeal that I had yesterday. What do y'all think? Oatmeal again for breakfast? I have an 11:30 today. Might I eat for the 11:30? I got to manage in my head what I'm taking in for the day. All right. Let's do a little bit of oatmeal. Miss Stacy, hook me up with a little bit of oatmeal. Gives me the strength to talk about politics, the gut health that we need. Ooh, honey child. All right. Going into this political season, there's a lot that are on people's minds. And one of the things that we have to really discuss and contemplate and maybe make a decision about, and I know some of the candidates themselves are thinking about it and they're having discourse around it, is Cayman prime and ready for a real political party? Now, here's the problem, right? You have to understand the history of party politics in Cayman. And I'm not claiming to be, by any stretch of the imagination, any political historian. In fact, I should rely on people like Mr. Roy Bodden, Mr. Steve Macfield, and who else? Mary Lawrence, Miss Mary Lawrence. They can tell us all about the history of party politics in the Cayman Islands. But from the limited observations that I've made since I returned home back in 1996, I think that we have, and remember now, with the revision that we did in 2000 and, what's the constitution order that we have now? 2003, 2009, somewhere around there. We did a big constitutional exercise and lots of things were adjusted and changed in the Constitution. And it actually codified their political parties, how they can register, how they can be officially recognized, I should say, for the purposes of an election, and even for campaign financing and all that sort of thing. But what I can tell you is, in the real world, they barely exist. Now, let me show y'all something. Hold on one second here now, honey child. It turns out that the proof is in the pudding, so to speak. So the progressives have been, the only party, quite frankly, here in the Cayman Islands for quite some time. They were formed, and I can speak to this because I was part of that formation, part of that initial group. They were formed as a response to the UDP. So remember back in the day, now some of y'all, you might be too young and you might not remember this, or, you were like, Sandy, I was in high school, whatever. I wasn't paying attention to politics then. But there was a coup that occurred with McKeeva Bush at the helm and Kurt Tibbetts. Now, McKeeva Bush, he's been up to mischief for a very, very long time. That's why some of you who tolerate this man and his bad behavior, for a period of time, I tried to see the good in him, and everybody has good and bad, to be clear. And I tried to, even as a much younger person than him, be like, maybe you could make some adjustments, sir, to your behavior. And, the people who hang out with you who obviously they don't really care about you. They're just here to ride the gravy train. They're here to use you. When you're on your political high, I guess you get certain privileges with that. You get to travel, the money's coming in, the salary, the gambling trips to Vegas and all the casinos, and they want to come along for the ride. Right? They want to go to Jamaica with you because, yes, you've been in the game for so long that, you have contacts there. People know how to set you up with the women when you go to Jamaica, all this kind of stuff, right? So those people in your life, they don't really mean you any good. They're just there, for what they can get. And so you have to really be able to separate your true friends. And sometimes somebody's not even your friend necessarily, but they don't want to see you fail in life. And, if they give you a bit of advice, you should grab onto it and take it. And I think that with him, he doesn't necessarily have that spirit of discernment, even at his advanced age. Because once you're in your late 50s, 60s, going into 70s, my God, if you haven't learned some life lessons yet, will you ever learn? I mean, like, seriously, is there any hope? Right? I don't know. Like, some of it is extremely deep seated. Some of it probably goes down to a lot of insecurities, like people who, have had family issues. They've lost a parent young, or, they're not educated. So they always feel like in the back of their minds, somebody in the room is not somebody, probably a lot of people in the room are smarter than you or better than you. And you're always trying to overcompensate. And sometimes we overcompensate by trying to impress the wrong people, hang out with the wrong people, and it's just not in our best interest. So these things can be very complex in terms of personalities. But what we do know on the political front is he's been up to a lot of mischief for a very, 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 very long time. Listen, I wasn't around back in the Mr. Benson Ebanks days, but I heard that two of them were thick as thieves, and then he apparently cut Benson's throat as well politically. And then at the end, they were no longer, political friends or whatever. Listen, I these are things that are outside of the scope of my knowledge, but I've heard the stories. It's like part of Cayman's history, really, right? And so to me, it's interesting. And as we delve into the election, who else has a phenomenal election history is Miss Karen Thompson, the attorney. Karen Thompson, I know there's two Karen Thompsons. The attorney, Miss Karen Thompson, oh my God. We had her on during the last election. She had some connectivity issues. I really hope we can bring her back this time as well. That woman, woo, she remembers stuff like it was yesterday. I was like, what? She remembers, this one joined this party and da-da-da. And I was like, really? Next level information when it comes to Cayman politics. But, you got to know a little bit of the history because it really helps you to appreciate what is happening now, right? And contextually, because some of these guys have been in the game for so long that they were part of the history 5 years ago, 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, right? So the likes of McKeeva Bush, folks, he has been at it. He's the longest serving member right now in the House of Parliament. That what they say, the godfather of the House. Mm-hmm. So back in the day, around 2003, he had a bit of and this was before it was Parliament, it was called the Legislative Assembly, and he basically had a coup. Now I'm going to try to see if I can pull up some notes on this. Of course, I was here and I was involved at the community level in politics. So this was Edna Moyle, remember Miss Edna, Kurt Tibbetts, and all of those individuals. Let me see here now. They were actually, official Hansard's report, 2003-2004 session. Go to Parliament. They have all the Hansard's reports. But then we even had Alden McLaughlin as second elected member for Georgetown. And so, this is what they did. McKeeva Bush was a backbench member. This was November of 2001. McKeeva Bush, a backbench MLA, led a political coup to oust Kurt Tibbetts from the position of leader of government business. And of course, the irony of it is who was also in the thick of it? Judy Sana, of course. Listen, I keep telling people, and I'm not trying to be rude to her, believe me when I say this, but she is like the female version of McKeeva Bush politically, not with perhaps all the other stuff that he goes on with. But politically, the two of them are like Siamese twins. They're doppelgangers. They're in it together. So this is way back when, in the archives, the Honorable Speaker of the Cayman Islands Legislative Assembly, Juliana O'Connor Connolly, was the second elected member for the District of Cayman Brac Little Cayman, which she represented since 1996. She ran in the May 2013 general election on the People's National Alliance candidate. So she's been all over the place, just like McKeeva Bush, right? Now, these were not official parties, but they were alliances. When the Constitution was changed and you got the 2009 Constitution order, they actually had to register these parties if that's what they were going to be. And so the UDP started, United Democratic Party. They had a youth arm. They were, all sorts of important people, doctors, business people. Everybody was trying to be part of that organization. They quickly started to fall by the wayside when they realized that, listen, a party is only probably as good as its leadership and the people in it. And the leadership was a hot mess of a situation with Mr. Bush at the helm, and it didn't necessarily get any better. So lots of backstabbing and whatever. But the People's Progressive Movement, the PPM, now they've kind of recoined themselves as the Progressives. They were a direct response to this situation, getting rid of Kurt Tibbetts as leader of government business, ousting him from that position, and the formation of the United Democratic Party. So that party was joined out of, the UDP needs an antithesis. So they need something anti-UDP that is more about the people. I remember when we were even thinking about Denny Warren, Billy Adams, all these people in the early days can tell you when we sat in think sessions and we were like, okay, what name are we going to come up with for this anti-UDP group, basically? And, one of the things that was central to that is the people, right? That it was a people's movement. And that's how the name People's Progressive Movement kind of came about, that the focus really needed to be about the people in the party and not just the elitists in the party or the leader of the party and that sort of thing. So to be clear, on November the 8th of 2001, a backbench member, McKeeva Bush at the time, led a political coup against Kurt Tibbetts for the position of government business. And that's what it was called then, leader of government business. So this is a man who has always wanted power. McKeeva Bush, very much like Juliana O'Connor Connolly, has never been content being on the backbench. They've never been content just saying, you know what, I'm going to fall back and I've got so much work to do on behalf of the people of this country. Let me just focus on that. Oh, no. They want to be at the top or near the top. They want to be cabinet members. And so they will claw at each other and do the most that they can do. Remember, she also had a little coup against McKeeva too. And they will do all of this, under the guise of, I guess, us believing that they're the best leaders that we have available to us, when really it's probably more of a personal situation of them just wanting more money, because of course you get more money as leader of government business, as cabinet members, and then also the power that comes with it as well. So when he did this on October 8th, it was that same day that Bush actually formed the Cayman Islands' first political party, the United Democratic Party. So that is acknowledged as the first political party, right? Juliana O'Connor Connolly, of course, was in the thick of it. She was one of the 10 MLAs that became a founding member of that party. Isn't it ironic to think that now she's a PPM member? It's so crazy, y'all. Ooh, this is some Trumpish stuff, trust me. Following the coup, she was actually appointed as Speaker of the House by Bush, the new leader of government business, and she was the third Caymanian Speaker, following Miss Sybil McLaughlin and Captain Mabry Kirkernel. So that was 2001. Things went on. Of course, we had the hurricane. The PPM then formed in 2000 and was it 2003 that they formed, or did we do it in 2002? But it was very close on the heel of that. And then, of course, Hurricane Ivan hit. McKeeva did a horrible job of managing Hurricane Ivan. And so in the November 2005 election, following the hurricane, the PPM actually won that election. And O'Connor Connolly was back on the opposition benches. But as is the case, I can assure you, she's not going to stay there for long. Yep. Anyway, I say that to say this. Now we're looking at the history of the current political landscape when it comes to political parties. This person says, Sandy, from McKeever Bush slapped Spurgeon Ebanks, a very good old man. He was cursed for hitting that old man. Oh, he slapped an old man too? So it's not just women that he despises? Oh, geez, I'm peace. Who's Mr. Spurgeon Ebanks? Oh my God. Y'all allowed him to slap an old man and somebody didn't thump him upside his head? Oh, you West Bay is not ready, man. No, sir. Somebody says, Blessing, good morning. Sent you a video of PPM from yesterday meeting. Alden is still running. No, I'm coming to that. He announced it last night that he's still running? What the heck? No, I'm coming to that. Hold on. Oh, can I share this screenshot? Or will he know who this is? Yes, this person said, yeah, Juliana is still failing. All right. Right. All right. All right. So here we go. So he's, yes, grandfather of the house, my dear. He's a bad grandfather. He's one of them grandfathers that you want to kick him in the knee and give him arthritis. And then tell him go to Health City to get it sorted out. Anyway, so McKeever Bush has been up to mischief for a really long time. But the Progressives Party formed, and listen, we were strong at one point. We thought that we were there for all the right reasons. And then personalities start to take over. Listen, you have to admit, if you understand anything about Cayman politics, that Kurt Tibbetts, who at one point was probably close to being grandfather of the house, he is legendary in many, many respects, right? People talk about Kurt Tibbetts politically, and they're like, he had probably a 20-something year career, if not longer, from when he stepped down. I think he stepped down in 2013, but yeah, Kurt Tibbetts was, legendary. George Towners, although he lived in Northwood, George Towners elected him year after year. A lot of times he was like first elected member. He really has a way with the people, I suppose. And, a lot of people have supported him over the years. So it's just one of those things. Okay. Kurt Tibbetts is in Northside now. He lives in Northside. He's no longer Northwood. What happened to Northwood? Oh, it's father of the house, not grandfather of the house. Oh, my apologies. Thank you for the correction. So no, father of the house. All right. So yes, Kurt Tibbetts has been revered politically for a very, very long time. He helped the likes of Alden McLaughlin get involved in politics, Barbara Conley, David. They pretty much got elected because Kurt Tibbetts walked around and told people, vote for them. I don't know what else he told them because, he's like, just vote for them. I'm no longer in, but this is my team, give these people the vote. And, the world famous turtle, remember the turtle stew dinner at his house that became famous because that's when they were doing all the negotiating about how the government was formed and then the backstabbing that allegedly happened. Listen, we were there. Obviously, we were not elected officials, so we would not have necessarily been at that meeting, but we were at the peripherals of it all. And I remember when the UDP had him ousted from power, that one of the things that came up is there were some George Towners who were really, really pissed off about it. Because again, listen, the way that West Bayers revere McKeever Bush, I guess y'all revere him, is the same way that George Towners revered Kurt Tibbetts, right? So these were political rivals in a way. And, it's so funny because one of the things at the time that McKeever Bush claimed that he was the reason why he was ousting the speaker, ousting the leader of government business, my apologies, is because, he was hanging out at Dirty Reeds all day drinking, not getting any work done. How rich is that? Seriously? McKeever accusing somebody of sitting down drinking all day, not getting any work done? Okay, son, whatever. It's like the pot calling the kettle black if that's the case, right? So, but George Towners were writing for Kurt Tibbetts. And that's how the progressives, what was the People's Progressive Movement, PPM, got started back in the day. So I do remember that there was a story in circulation. And I'll tell you, this is one of the reasons I often say that, you know, I suppose everybody has their, sorry. Trying to find my cursor here. 1 second, Miss Stacy. I'm trying to find, where's my cursor? Okay, there it is. Sorry. Come, Miss Stacy. One of the reasons I've always said that I give Kurt Tibbetts, some degree of respect is because there was a situation, a lot of people would not have known this at the time, but there was a situation where some of the Georgetown crew wanted to go to West Bay and cause some trouble for McKeeva Bush. Like, they were like, listen, we can ride up on him and end this in a totally different way. In other words, political violence. And I remember being so astonished and flabbergasted, quite frankly, that would even be a consideration for anyone. I was like, oh my God, you can't do that. These crazy people, this is garrison politics now. This is where we need to be careful. And Kurt Tibbetts, who basically they came to and said, listen, you just give the word and we can ride up on McKeeva and we can show him who's boss around here. Kurt Tibbetts said, absolutely not. Under no circumstances can we ever encourage political violence in this country, because that will be a point of no return, right? I don't need power that badly. If McKeeva wants leader government business, make him take it. Like, don't do it. And, there's a lot of commentary about Kurt Tibbetts even now with his consulting and what he does for people kind of behind the scenes, working with developers and, allegations of him working with big developers like the DART organization to get stuff done, through his organization, because he still has a very, very firm hold on the progressives and, what's happening there. Like, basically, he's a de facto leader in many respects. And Alden has, kowtowed to him on the back end. Well, I got my oatmeal now, honey. Cheer. Making sure it's not too warm. Well, as it turns out, the wheel kept going and McKeeva Bush gained power again. But do you know what else helped to secure the election, the next election for the PPM? It wasn't just the hurricane. It was the fact that McKeeva Bush gave away this country's birthrights to so many people who had not earned it. If you're going to give away statuses, my God, at least make the people be worthy of it. And he did that with no real consideration. It wasn't just him. Every single member of the UDP, all of them should take responsibility for what happened. So there were stories about, well, Miss Sandra, this one went to Mr. Ralston and this one went to this one. Yeah, they were all culpable. Now, this is like a little political history 101, more recent times. I can't tell you what happened in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, but I'm telling you more recent times. So, this was a time now that Wayne Panton, ironically, started to get involved. Now, he wasn't like interested in running for politics, but this is someone, it was so interesting when I think back about, how Wayne Panton, former premier more recently, got involved with the progressives. He wasn't even a progressives member, but when he heard about those status grants, he was so appalled and shocked, I think. I mean, he could certainly speak to this himself, politically, that he decided to legally challenge that decision of cabinet to basically give away statuses. And, we can get some more details on exactly how all of that happened. But essentially, he, put his money where his mouth was and supported the people who brought the legal challenge through the court system against this, because they were like, this should have never happened. This should have never happened, been allowed to happen. What can we do about it? Can we reverse it? Can we challenge it so that never happens again? So there was quite a bit of stuff happening in the background, like the legal challenge in relation to the status grants. Mr. Wayne Panton was an active participant in that, in the sense that he was like, this is legally wrong and we need to challenge it, right? So that's what happened there, and how Wayne started to get involved in the political arena, involved in that sort of thing. Because he was still a partner at that time. Quite frankly, he was still a partner at Walker's. So not full-fledged involvement, but he certainly had the funds. And so that's why when I chuckle with you guys who are like, oh, What he giving Sabrina money for? I mean, this man has supported so many causes over the years that, sometimes didn't even exactly have anything to do with him. And it wasn't something that he was going to gain any sort of benefit from, but he just felt like this was wrong. And this was something that, that we needed to challenge. And he understood that in order to challenge it, you needed to have a KC, and, funds needed to be spent in order to do so. Anyway, so progressives, let's talk about them, right? So they've had their heyday, but in more recent times, it has occurred to me that they are like a half party now. I mean, it's like, where's the party at? Well, it ain't at the progressives, that's for sure. And I tell you what, if you had any doubt that they are a dying party, I am going to prove to you today that they are in a hot mess of a situation. So we see recently that Mr. Joey Hugh has taken over. Now, put it in context. Remember what I told you guys, right? Remember during the last election, this is the difference between the PPM, I suppose, and these newcomers who are trying to form PAC governments and whatever. They don't understand the necessity to not always put self first. Now, give the PPM their due. As they say, give the devil his due, okay? At the end of the day, the party system for them hasn't been perfect because they've had their clashes, Alden versus Arden. That's why Arden left the party. We've seen a mass exodus of a lot of people, including Osborne Bodden, Wayne Panton, Heather Bodden. Who else has left? Quite a few kind of, elites, if you will, in the party. They've left because of differences of how, they didn't believe how the PPM or progressives was handling the whole McKeeva assault situation. And they didn't want to associate themselves with a party that continued to support someone for the political gain that they were getting from the situation, as opposed to doing the right thing and supporting women in this community. And of course, you guys will remember, if you go back and listen to the podcast at the time and all the shows, I was shocked that the PPM had multiple members, including Julianne O'Connor Conley, Tara Rivers, and even Barbara Conley, women who sat back and said nothing and did nothing, knowing full well that McKeeva Bush had assaulted this woman. I mean, let's be very clear, okay? So anyway, porridge is good this morning, honey child. So anyway, PPM, the last couple elections have not been able to form a government on their own. In fact, not only have they not been able to form a government, but quite frankly, they can't even get enough candidates. They've not had a full slate of candidates since Jesus was a baby. Okay? It just isn't happening anymore for them. And I think that certainly says a lot about a path political party. So when people say, Sandy, going into the election, we need a full slate of candidates. If you're going to be a party, put your party together, have 19 people. I do not envision, and I don't see any group out there that I'm aware of that is, talking to people and doing their thing. I don't see a single one of them being able to get 19 people. I'm sorry, but it ain't happening. Which then begs the question, how enshrined really and how effective are political parties in the Cayman Islands landscape? So these are the current members that ran in the last election on the PPM ticket. Now, what the PPM has done, which is interesting, is they will court other people. So this is what happens behind the scenes with the election. There are other people who do not want to run with them because they don't want to align themselves with them. Now, these are the elected members. Now, to be fair, what's his name? Austin Harris ran with them, and what's the other boy from Central called? The other gentleman there, I will use that term lightly. Oh gosh, what's his name again? Somebody else help me. Who ran against Kenneth last time? He was like a non-candidate, honey child. What's his name again? Something. Oh Lord, the Georgetowner there. Oh, Lord have mercy. I can't remember. Anyway, y'all soon tell me who he is. Yeah, Frank Cornwall, him. Non-candidate. So the interesting thing, though, is for the most part, the Progressives has been a half a party, and they can only really get people to run in Georgetown. So they have been a Georgetown party, and that's it. Well, in some ways, maybe that was what was going on with UDP. They were a West Bay party too. Most of their members were from West Bay, but for a minute there, they had people in other areas as well. They had like Jonathan Piercy, Mark Scotland, John. Wasn't John a UDP member as well? So they've all gained and lost membership, which means that, let's be honest, this party system came out as a big joke. That's the bottom line here. That's the conclusion that I'm coming to. And the PPM, although they hang on by a thread as being a party, they're the biggest joke of all. Okay? So these are the current elected members. Over to the left, I should have doctored a little photo over there. I don't have those editing skills, but I should have gotten one of my graphic designers to put the current premier there too, because she's still a PPM member. Now, she's not going to, oftentimes, like some other candidates, she's not going to run on anybody's platform. She's going to wait and see who gets in. Then she makes her moves. And so I'm hearing rumblings of John potentially aligning himself with the Progressives going into the election. But they're all brokering deals behind the scenes. This is what happens, right? So they broker a deal and they say, right, if you get in and if you're successful, let's talk. The Progressives was working people hard the last election. That's what happened with Sabrina Turner, where she had that little moment where she tripped and hit her head, honey child, thinking that the Progressives were her friends. And what they had done is, they had some senior members who were no longer politicians working on her because they're in that prospect community. They were working on her as strong PPM members, telling her that they were just supporting her because she was a woman and they wanted to see more women in politics. Well, little did poor Sabrina know, she was so naive at the time politically, that that's not what it was all about. They heard that, she's gaining some traction, honey child. She could definitely win prospect. And so we need more people like her to be able to take the government again. My dear, all about power. They want that government, honey child. They got a lot of promises that they have to fulfill. And I can tell you what, they're not fulfilling the promises for the average Caymanians. They're fulfilling it for big time developers and other people that are giving all kind of kickbacks and contracts and lining people's pockets. Anyway, there are other people. John, well, if we get in, we got you. You're solid. You're going to work with us. Because remember, we gave you a minister position last time when you're not even qualified to find your way out of a paper sack, a crochet sack, They talked to Isaac. They talked to Jay. Remember how during the last election, we were reporting that the premier at the time, Sir Alden McLaughlin, was rolling up there in North Side and East End, and the government vehicle under the cover of darkness, because everybody looking out political time, child. They see that Rolls Royce. What is it? Not a Rolls Royce? Land Rover, Range Rover, whatever the heck it is. When they see that come rolling through this little small districts, they be like, "Ooh, somebody important up, yes, Sandy, yes, sir." Yeah, Chris Saunders used to be a UDP member also. Thank you, Cameron, for reminding me. So they will support, these candidates during the election, be like, okay, we'll give you some money. We get it. We understand that you do not want to come out and join the party and make a declaration that you're with the party, but we will support you. We'll help you run your campaign if you need. We're going to give you money, campaign funding money behind the table. And then the idea is if you get in, you help us form enough numbers to be able to take the government. Well, it didn't work out last time because the people intervened and said, not today, Bobo. We have voted you out. Largely, except for Georgetown, their stronghold. We have voted you out and we don't want you. Give somebody else a chance. Y'all had 12, 15 years to do what exactly? Okay? Now, They also throw in red herrings. So they will support certain candidates like, okay, we know you busted and broke, and we can see it coming with the ones who busted and broke this election as well. You don't have a real job. You don't have any money. No problem. We'll pay for your stuff, pay for your ads, whatever. And we'll give you a little 10 G's on top of it, to line your pocket. If you don't get in, no harm, no foul. But if you get in, you're with us, right? That's the deals. These are people who oftentimes don't have a chance in hell of really winning, but they steal votes from people. What I mean by that is if you have two people going head to head, like you had Alden and Sammy, right? Sammy came close. Yeah? He came close to taking Alden. And at one point, it looks like he was going to take him when you saw the numbers coming in. When you have 3, 4, 5, 6 people running in a constituency, it benefits the incumbent. So the person who was there before is in a beneficial position when all these people come in to run. And so the progressives and even the UDP government has been known to do this. Yes, they tell candidates, yes, you go run. We're going to help you with your campaign. We'll give you some money. And all they're trying to do is split the vote so the incumbent can stay right where they are. Okay. Let's look at the PPM, honey child. This dismal situation, poor them. They claim that they're a party, and they had a meet and greet for Georgetown yesterday evening at the town hall. My God, Lord Jesus. This was the worst turnout that I have seen. This is the worst turnout that I've seen for political events, even for the progressives, in a very, very long time. If they had 15 people there, they had plenty. I'm looking at the cameras and I'm counting the people, and I'm looking at different. They posted quite a number of videos on their site, and honey child. And some of them are the stalwarts of the party who've been there from, day one. Let me show you. Exhibit A, Your Honor. Hold on, honey child. I'm coming through. Coming through with exhibits. Here we go. Look at this for yourselves, and you count how many people you see, and you can pause it. So let's back it up a little bit. So right there, we have 3 bodies, 4, the old man there in the front. We have the younger couple, and then it looks like somebody's sitting next to her. So that's 3, 4, 5 people right there, right? And then we pan over. So he's talking to somebody, so that's 6. Then we have the 2 ladies in the back. One looked like she's wearing a hat. So 6, 7, 8. 9, the little old man over there. We're not counting anybody in the red shirt because most of those are actually running. So that looks like Frank, David. I don't know who this guy is that is back on, but he's a Georgetowner. I don't know his name. Now, Austin Harris is there, but Austin isn't wearing red. Now, Austin didn't get the memo that he's supposed to put on his red shirt. The interesting thing about Austin is during the last election, he ran on the PPM platform, and obviously that didn't help him. But I know for a fact that they wanted Austin to join the party, even when he was working with the government as parliamentary secretary last time, and Austin would not actually join the party. Now, I heard that was a point of contention between him and Alden, and they kind of got up in their feelings about it, but they still continued to support him and to work with him. And he was promised, the reason why he joined up with them to form the government last time, he was promised that when the new ministry came online, that he would get that new ministry. It's unfortunate that he decided to align himself with the progressives, because I think that was the death of him, to be honest, politically. So, y'all know the score. He sat in on a radio station for many years, was against the port, argued vehemently against the port and all this good stuff. And then as soon as he got in, he aligned with the progressives. Alden told him, okay, well, now, although you're not technically part of the party, you've got to toe the party line. You know what is so funny? I was thinking about this the other day, and this came to my mind. I remember we hadn't started, CMR got started in June of 2017. So after that election, right? A couple months after. Before that, I was offering some small business support services, including, office management and some other stuff. I reached out, and I'm sure Austin will remember this. I reached out to Austin and said, Austin, what are you doing with your political office? Where are you setting it up? This, that, and that. Say, he said to me, Sandy, I got to be working with Alden. And I said, Alden? And he said, yeah, Alden and I are going to get an office and share an office in Grand Harbor. Child, now that office not open. I said to him, are you sure you want to do that? You're a political newcomer, and you're going to take the word of Alden McLaughlin and tie your little wagon onto his star and hope that it's strong enough to pull you? Well, he's never been strong enough to pull anybody else. I mean, all these years later, he can barely pull himself. If he didn't have Kurt Tibbetts still working on them poor George Tanners in the background, child, please, Barbara and David would never have gotten elected. I'm just saying. Anyway, so he claimed that they were going to share an office and they were going to share resources. Alden has never had an office that I can remember outside the PPM office. He's never had a constituency office. Keep in mind, they still take the money, but they're not running an office. So y'all keep that in mind. Anyway, so what number was I up to? 9, I think. So these people in red, most of those are candidates. Now, look closely at this picture, honey child. Who do you see in this? All right, time to give away another prize. Name one candidate that you see in that picture now. 943-2626. Name. Who is that person that's running? I'm going to make it easy for you. It's not the guy that's his back is facing me. And there's somebody else that y'all going to see in another video here. Nope, not David, but you got to call in. We got some gift certificates here that we're going to be giving out. So restaurant month is here. Come on now, win y'all some tickets, honey child. Who don't want to go to a nice restaurant month celebration? Have some lunch on us. Okay. So let me see here now. Nobody not called in? Y'all don't know? All right. Oh, honey child. Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me. Oh, it wasn't plugged in all the way. Hello, honey child.
Good morning, girl.
How are you?
Who
do you see in that picture?
Frank.
No, not Frank. The one across from him.
Oh, Lord, I had to turn you off. I thought it was him. Then I don't know. I can't see. Honey child.
You got to look good,
I need
folks.
to go back and look because I can't put it on and it's going to be loud and you're going to
have to go look and call us back. Who else is in the picture? It's not David. It's not Frank. And it's not the other guy with the hat on. He's standing next to Austin. Y'all don't recognize who that is, or what? No, sir. Y'all got to get up with the politics now. Morning, caller. Hello?
Oh, hi.
Good morning.
Is it Justin?
Speak up, honey child. I can barely hear you.
Is it Justin?
Justin who?
Justin Crosby line?
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. You are a winner. That's Justin Ebanks. He is running on the PPM platform. All right. WhatsApp me your details and I'll get your gift certificate all sorted out for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So you guys remember Justin? He ran in Northside last time. He was one of, I think, 3 people running in Northside. And there he is. So the PPM has recruited him. Ooh, honey child, poor PPM. They're not ready. They have no fresh blood. Remember now, Joey Hugh has taken over the party because last time he was vying for it. Tara Rivers was vying for it. She's a PPM member. Roy McTaggart was vying for it. The party seniors said, Joey, fall back. Tara, we got a job at Walker's for you. You're good to go. Remember when I told you guys in advance that Tara Rivers was getting a job and she was denying it? Like, oh, y'all mustn't listen to Mara. She don't know what she's about. Right. Mm-hmm. So when she accepted the job, I'm like, honey child, what did you say about Mara? Don't know that they had brokered that deal for you? You try and go sit down because you were the worst. Well, now Julie can beat her out as being the worst education minister. But anywho, you were useless in that position. All right. So anywho, they told Joey, fall back, Joey. Your time is going to come. You're still young and spry and whatever, right? Roy McTaggart, he only get one term. That was the game plan from the onset. Let him get one term. If we take the government back, he can be premier. Then he's going to step down. He's going to retire from that component of it. And then it's your turn, right? So Joey said, all right, yes, I'm young and I'm going to bide my time. And that's exactly what he did. So now that he's taken over the party, he's promising, oh, the party's young and fresh and all this kind of stuff, but I don't see it. I see old people. I see tried people. I mean, they all got wrinkles. They look like politics has made them downtrodden and all kind of stuff. Even Joey looking like he got some bags under his eyes. All right. So don't count anybody in red. Somebody said the one in red there, that's Tommy Ramoon with the cap on. He's from town. He's hardcore PPM. Well, he's one of the few hardcore PPMs left, look like, because they didn't even show up. Like I said, if they had 15 or 20 people here, that was plenty. Y'all know how many people live and vote and are in Georgetown? They couldn't even get them to come out. They got free food. Now, y'all know Caymanians love free food, Radio listeners, the stream will be ending shortly. Join us, please, on social media. So look, people love free food. You can't have a political party, a meet and greet, unless you got some chicken wings and some sandwiches, honey child. And if you're coming good, you might have a little bit more than that too. Make sure you got your corned beef sandwich and your what next one is that we love? Corned beef and what's the other one? Corned beef and tuna. And, them good sandwiches. Yeah. And if you can get a little old lady to make them and make them nice for you, that's even better than store-bought. So Wanda says it was raining last night. Perhaps that's why, girl, please. If somebody really want to come out to an indoor event, the rain not going to stop them. Nope, and nope. This, in my mind, is an indication of where this party is going. Like I said, it's now half a party. It's no longer a whole party. All right. So there's Joey on the phone. There's Alden in the background. Whose back is this? Who is this? Oh, hold on. This is a mystery candidate. All right. You see that person right there standing up with the red shirt on? His back is towards us. And then the two people in front of him. Ooh, honey child. Anybody who can guess who this one is, now you got to get a good prize. Let me see. Let me pull into my little kitten and caboodle here this morning. Let me see what I got up for grabs. Hold on, honey child. All right. So we're going to give you some tickets, general admission tickets. In fact, we're going to give you 2 tickets to the upcoming Circus International. This event is being put on by the Rotary Club of Grand Cayman. No. We got to upgrade you because this is a tough question. Hi. I'm going to upgrade you to 2 VIP tickets. So you can take yourself and a loved one to any showtime. These are grand prizes, honey child. This is the real deal now. If you can name who that gentleman is. Ooh, honey child. If you think you know, call in 936-2626. I gotta have a bite of my oatmeal now while y'all contemplate who that is. Because this person is a true newcomer to politics. I was shocked when I saw this last night. I was like, ooh. But this was the only person that they could get that kind of fresh and new. Oh, let's see. Hello, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, sir.
It's a woman, ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Is it Festa?
So say it again.
Festa.
Yes.
Festa.
Festa. How you know?
I know.
Lord Jesus. WhatsApp me your information. I'll get you 2 VIP tickets for the circus ready.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Good morning, caller. We just had a winner.
Is it Chris Saunders?
But who are you gonna guess? Who are you gonna say?
Chris Saunders?
No, they're not Chris. Chris is a little bit more round than that, honey child. Good morning, caller. We have a winner, but I'm curious to know who you were going to guess.
Craig Frederick.
Yes, aka Festa. All right, you WhatsApp me too. I'll give you a little prize. Don't worry, I got you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
All right, y'all on it. Hello, caller. We have a winner ready, but who are you gonna guess? Craig Frederick, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's Craig, aka Festa.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. WhatsApp me your name, and I can find a little something in my prize bucket for you. All right, look at this. Festa. Y'all know Festa, right? Craig Frederick. He is known for KMAS. Yes, honey child. So this is interesting. I did not see this one come in. Yes, honey chillin'. Craig Frederick is running with the progressives. Lord Jesus, what a mess. I tell you, this is going to be interesting now. Hello, good morning. Hi, not bad. How are you? I'm actually on air now, though. You're going to the location? Okay, just message me when you're there. No problem. All right, thanks. Okay, dear. So look, yeah, folks, there's Craig in all his glory. Craig is known for, KMAS and that sort of thing. Politically, I didn't know him to be a political player, not at all. So this is interesting. Now he's going to be running. My understanding is, now this was also a bit of a conundrum and a bit of a shocker. I try to keep you all up to date politically, Remember how we said that Barbara Connolly was supposed to be stepping down? Well, that's what she was going around telling people. And they were believing her. And I always thought, I'm not so sure I would believe her if I were you all, because she does not control her own decisions, unfortunately. She's controlled by the likes of Alden, I guess now Joey, Kurt Tibbetts, David. All the men around her control her. And I, in more ways than one, find that to be such a sad indictment on her as a supposed leader in the community. We need women with backbone. We don't need no women that are allowing men to control them. What's the point of that? Anyway, honey child, she was telling people that she was stepping down. Well, as it turns out, she ain't going nowhere. She's now the new deputy leader of PPM, deputy opposition leader. But guess who is stepping down? David White. Oh my God! When I heard this last night, let me hold on.
Praise the Lord.
Yes! We are finally getting rid of David. Hallelujah. What a glorious day in the Cayman Islands and politics. My God, it's about time. This man is so useless. He can't string a sentence together. He can't do nothing meaningful. I mean, thank you, David, for finally stepping out. I mean, great. You did us all a favor. We appreciate it. You've gotten, 3-4 terms in office? I think 3. Right? And not done a single thing. I can't even remember you saying anything of value in that amount of time. You give this dude a prepared speech and he can't even read it properly. Lord, bye, Felicia. Thank you for leaving. Thank you. Exit stage left over there. So that right. Stage left over there. So bye-bye. Don't come back. So they're putting Festa apparently in his position. Oh my God. Shamar says, thank the Lord. He's in my constituency and I was about to vote for Hunter. Oh, oh God, was it that bad? So Here's what's coming to Georgetown West, Shamar. Festa. Craig, that's Craig. Craig, hold on. What? Craig Frederick. Craig Marin is supposed to be coming there too. And I guess we'll have to see if Hunter can get the $1,000 together. And if he runs, but he says he's running. So that's at least 3. And we're probably going to have Perlina jumping into the race there again and a couple more. So that whole area is going to be crazy. So 2 Craigs, Hunter, and then whoever else can come. Ay, ay, ay. Nikki says, Hunter better not show up at my door. Oh. Lord Jesus, please have mercy. What a mess. Strong Will says, Sandy, you are the best. I'm killing myself laughing. Honey, Chad, I'm listen, you know. Let me have another bite of my porridge. I'm here for the commentary. I'm all here for it. Lots of fiber in this oatmeal porridge, I can tell you that. Delicious. Anyway, that race is going to be very interesting. So, Festa, I hear you there. But with the PPM, all right. Let's continue our video analysis. So, oh yeah, see the man that you see he's a Ramon? What did they say his name is again? Tommy. Okay, all right. He got one of them little mustaches that what is the WWE guy from Tampa? Oh gosh, with the little silver mustache. Oh Lord, he's the one that's been married about 6 times now. What the hell his name is again? Come on now, somebody tell me. Hulk Hogan, yes, Priscilla. He's like the black Hulk Hogan of Georgetown. That little mustache. I'm Hulk Hogan. Ugh. Well, senior Hulk Hogan with that belly, but you know what I mean. Kind of look like you got a little Hulk Hogan thing going on there. Okay. All right, folks. That's Hulk Hogan for you, Georgetown Hulk Hogan. See? Yeah, boy. Go on through, Brother Tommy. Go on through. All right. So there's Justin. Y'all get a better look at Justin right there. See him right there. Now, there's Austin having himself a good time. So that's a member of the media. Chris, the little white guy there from Chamber. Chris, I forget his last name. Oh, nice little guy. He's showing up for free lunch, free dinner. He's like, oh, they got chicken wings. Let me go. And so there's Brother Tommy by the door and a few seniors. I mean, this party looked like they're on the last leg, man. You understand? Not that many people. That's it. Wow. I expected to see more than this for a meet and greet. Anyway, there's my little friend there from the Indian shop on West Bay Road. He went out. I forget what his name is, the one with the blue shirt there standing up. And that's it. We counted some of those people on this side already. That's it. Wow. That's a geriatric party. I mean, they look like they're on the last leg. Now, let me show y'all something else that I thought was interesting. So when you look at, hold on here now, honey chill. When you look at the party, and we have the whole video of Alden getting up and doing his little speech, I want to show y'all something with body language and dynamics. Look at this. How dare I forget Mr. Roy Tatum? Apparently, Roy Tatum is going because Alden is also stepping aside because he wants to retain Speaker of the House. So I'm sure he's already brokered this deal, right? He's brokered it with Julie to say, okay, we know you're the what's the female version of a Don? Donna? In Italian, there's a female version, right? She's the Donalito or whatever of politics. So she gets back in. She's going to support Alden as Speaker of the House. If the PPM get back in, they're going to allow him to stay in that position. That's the 3rd most powerful position in the country. Why not? And it's not like you do a whole lot of work. Patrona. Okay, look at me making up words talking about Donalito. Donalita. All right, Reina, she's the patrona of the group, of the mafia. Yes, mafioso. All right, so there she, they've all promised him you can stay speaker, so he's actually stepping down. Mm-hmm. Who is going to be running in Red Bay? His appointed personal assistant, political assistant, pick up my shoe assistant for many, many years, Roy Tatum. So there's Roy with his red shirt on. So this is them kind of introducing the candidacy now and their so-called fresh. You see what it says? Welcome to the new PPM. That's what the banner says. Very little new here about them, honey child. This is old recycled material. But keep listening at that. Look.
After this, they want to support
All right.
PPM 4.0.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. 1 more. 3.
PPM 4.0, poor them. They're trying hard to give the perception that under Joey, we can expect something different from this party. But I don't hear no ideological differences yet. So I don't think so. But here we go, folks. Mm-hmm.
2, 1.
All right, stop right there. Did you guys see that micro movement with Alden McLaughlin? Justin tries to shake his hand. What does he say? No, not you, or something like that. Let's rewind that little toops. Rewind. So Justin comes into the photo now. Here he comes. I'm like, no, not you, and something like that. No, not you. Oh my God. Listen to me. If I were you, Justin, I would take that as a very, very serious, and when I say serious, I do mean serious indictment on how Alden thinks about you, and by extension, how the entire PPM leadership thinks about you. Child, they're just using you because they not got nobody else to run against Jay. And this time, they know that they can't count on hoodwinking Jay. Right? So here they are. The man don't even want to shake your hand. Now, he's doing it as a joke, but that is a personal affront when a man does not want to shake your hand. Now, look at it. What's his name there? Justin. Now it looks like Alden is the one who calls them over. So you see this part, and this is why y'all got to pay attention. That's what I'm here for you. I got to break it right down for y'all. Alden calls him over, says, come on over, get in the photo opportunity. And he comes over, right? Alden kind of has like his back to him just a little bit. So pay attention. So he's like, come on, we're getting the picture. So they do one photo, snap. The photographer gives a thumbs up. Then he says, come, more y'all come into the picture. Because again, they're trying to give this impression that they are PPM 4.0, fresh blood. So he comes over to get in the picture, and then he grabs and shakes Alden's hand. Alden quickly releases his hand. No. I didn't want you touching my hand, son. You're not even worthy of that. Wow. Have you ever been in a situation where somebody refused to shake it? And then look at the body language when he walks away from him. Look at how Alden, because he believes he's still sure, right? Look at when he walk away from him. Look, right? So they take the little picture, thumbs up, and then he's very, very close. Notice how his body actually touches Barbara, right? In a way, this is also very, very telling. So his body, his shoulder and his chest touches Barbara, the back of her shoulder, and he kind of moves away from Justin, and then kind of walks off, almost like giving him the back of the shoulder. And then other people, including Joey, the leader of the party, shakes his hand, something that Alden did not even want to do. Wow. So he walks over, but notice how Justin is like cowtailing to these guys. Folks, that says a lot of the inferiority complex that's actually happening here. You can see who's in control. Justin offers his hand to Alden. He offers his hand to Joey. And notice when he offers his hand to Joey, he also bows his head. These are what we call micro expressions in body language. He kind of bows his head a little bit as though he's revering, like, okay, I need to submit myself. Y'all see it? Yes, honey child, we got a lesson in body language here this morning. Look now, look again, here it comes. So he walks over, you see, he puts out his hand again, and then he bows in submission. All these people are going to be submissive to Joey if they were ever to get into office. We don't need submissive people in political office. We need people in political office. Let me show y'all now. Let me get off my chair, honey child. I'm going to demonstrate. Demonstration time in class. Everybody paying attention? We need people who are strong back, because they got to be strong back to fight for the people that came out, We don't need no weaklings. Nobody. And all this kind of foolishness. No. We need you to stand up tall and straight. Have your oatmeal porridge in the morning that your mama give you some cornmeal porridge. Find the strength in your back to go and represent the people of this country. Stand up straight, look people in the eye, and meet them halfway. I'm not begging for nobody's attention, no political leader's attention. No, honey. You got to be able to carry your own. So I'm already concerned about what I see the progressives going on. But yeah. Ay. All right, let's keep watching. Now we see Barbara and Tommy Ramon. So this old man shakes Joey's hand, yes. And then, Justin goes over. He gets a little fist bump from Mr. Tommy there. Yes, good morning, caller.
Hi, good morning, Sunday. How are you?
Morning, not bad. How you doing?
I'm not too bad.
Good.
I just want to say quickly, that lady that called in your show yesterday morning, I don't know her name, but she was referring to Caymanians that just sit by and see what's happening to the island, like we don't have no stigma, no backbone. I want to congratulate her on what she said. It is actually spot blank on what she's saying. It is the truth. We don't have no backbone. Look, listen, I don't want to hear anything more about politicians. In my opinion, they're all fake, looking for their own self. They don't even come by, or not even come by. If they see you someplace, they turn back on to you. What that lady was saying yesterday, I wish she would say more, because it is so accurate what she was saying. Thank you so much, Sandy. Have yourself a pleasant day.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, my dear. So yes, now we have Joey shaking an elderly constituent's hand. We see Justin walking over, gets a little fist bump from Tommy. Not really. Hold on. I thought he did fist bump him, but it looks like he was thinking about it, but it didn't really happen. Hold on. Let me look at that again. Barely. And then Tommy puts up his hand to his face. So, not Tommy, Justin. And then Tommy gets a good firm handshake from Barbara. Even her handshake is better than some of these men around here. What a mess. Wow. I would have loved to have seen more interaction with Festa, to be honest, but he's kind of out of the shot of the camera for a lot of this. So they're doing little photo ops about welcome to the new PPM, Cayman 4.0. Well, what happened to Cayman 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 and 3.999? How did we get to K-Man 4.0? You guys have been an integral part of these previous versions of K-Man, and let's just say that you've let us down. Let me read some of the comments. Double-digit losers, says this person. This person says, I want something free too. Festa, triple question mark, laughable. Oh, Lord, that was me. I don't want no circus tickets. I'm living in an effing circus with those elected donkeys. They need a hallelujah. David White, 1 minute man. Justin, and then they did a little laughing emoji. Oh my God, y'all are so scandalous. Hold on, I gotta put this up on the screen because y'all might not believe me. Y'all be like, Sandy making those comments up, you know? No, honey child. I'm reading them as I get them. People not impressed. Where are some of those hardcore PPM members? Y'all not gonna support them and their foolishness or what? Come and defend your team. All right, hold on. So then the person says, David White, 1 minute man. Justin, bunch of laughing emojis. Why is Justin running again? Against who and for what? So he can re-lose? What a donkey. Lord Jesus. Roy Tatum, they laugh there too. He looks like a big lump shit. Patrona, that's like female boss. They should be called PPM 0.0. That's what they are, double-digit losers. I can't with you all. OMG. This one says, okay. Oh, you remember. Oh. All right. That old man shaking Joey's hand is the man with him that him and his wife was on the beach sleeping, looking for government to help them. Mr. Ebanks? No. Oh, but they like to go, him and the wife like to go to all the meetings, try to be looking free food. Ay, ay, ay. This person says, look like Justin will be the new PPM bitch and pass around like a Diddy party. Lord Jesus. Oh my God. Oh my God. Y'all not easy. Pass around like a Diddy party. No, sir. Ay, ay, ay. Somebody says David White is not that good. Isn't that Austin Harris? Is Alric running? Why that guy hold Alden hand? Another listener says, never know Monique and her husband supports PPM. Oh, yes, they were there. So Monique from, what's the name of the Monique from Tortuga. Monique Hamilton and her husband were both there. So they were one of the few people that showed up. Bless their little hearts. Somebody said they never knew they supported PPM. Uh-huh. All right, let me read some other comments here. You see, not very many people there, not at all. What a mess. Yes, sir. His father ran in East End last election. Who? Whose father? Oh, Festa? No, that's not his father. That's his brother, I think. Me again, Sandy, laughing out loud. I pay attention in your class. Oh my gosh, which one did you win? It's not that hard, yeah. All right. Austin needs to go and sit down. Justin Big D Energy, Ebanks, is running again. How do you know? How would you know that? Oh, that's because Justin, I'll tell y'all, okay, this is a story that I have to share about Justin, because this is the type of story that when I hear something like this, there's Hamity and her husband talking to Alden. I am very, very concerned as a woman in this community when I hear about this big D energy. Now, y'all know what that is, right? This is adult time now. I don't have to explain it to you. The kids should be in school already. Y'all know what big D energy is? There's a drink called the Big Black, you know what? Big D energy. All right. Apparently Kim Kardashian be looking for that big D energy. That way she like black men. Anywho, a woman just said this. I'm like, what the hell? How would you know that? And then I remembered how she would know that. All right. Gather around, children, because y'all not going to believe this story when I tell you. Apparently, Justin thinks a lot of his manlyhood. And he goes around bragging about his man parts. How do I know this? I've never had a conversation with Justin, praise the Lord, hallelujah, about this, because I think most men know better than to approach me with this bullshit, right? I don't give a shit about your big D energy. You're not talking to me about it because I'm not in a relationship with you. That's not a discourse that we need to have. But apparently, some of y'all like to go out there flaunting it. And especially to expat white women, you think that somehow that's a good thing to talk about your big D energy. Now, I'm flabbergasted at this because I can't imagine walking up to someone who is a total stranger pretty much and start trying to talk about my prowlness in bed or whatever. Like, that's sexual harassment, uninvited, disgusting, and just like WTF, who does that? Well, there's a story about Justin, and I'm going to tell you. This isn't a story that came through 50 gazillion channels and, well, that really upon the mall road and blah. Nobody don't know. This is a story that is founded in truth. This is what happened. Do you guys remember there's a lady by the name of Kathleen Capetta, who was the publisher at the Compass? She came, she's the one who increased the price, changed the format. Remember when the page was like different, tall or whatever, and then they changed it to like a magazine size? She put all those changes in place. They were like acquiring the station. They got rid of Woody going into the last election, and they were looking for Woody's replacement. After the election, they're looking for Woody's replacement. Justin's name came up, and he went to see Kathleen. Apparently, in the interview with Kathleen, Justin starts talking about his big you-know-what to her, and about, oh, he's known in the community for having a big D. This woman was so... Let me put it in context. He didn't know the woman. He never met her before. Basically, the dude is going for a frigging job interview. And in the job interview, now, I don't know what your big D energy got to do with you being a talk show host, and I'm going to make you a better talk show host, that's for sure. He starts talking about how well endowed he is. This woman was so shocked and flabbergasted, she contacted the police. Here, you know, she contacted the police and filed a police report, except they told her, well, there's really nothing we can do about that. We're not sure he broke any laws. Do you remember the whole series that the Compass did on sexual harassment, especially in the workplace? That was because of this. This woman was so traumatized. Men, Caribbean men, not every woman wants you, and you don't need to go around telling people this. And I know y'all think all these white women want you, but half of them don't want you either. And, you know, when they come from an environment where that kind of discussion is like taboo, you don't have those discussions in the workplace. She was so put off by it, so put off that there was nothing legally that she could do. Police weren't going to do anything, that she started to run this whole series. I ran for at least a month or two. She ran all these articles, shows, everything on sexual harassment in the workplace, because she's like, clearly, this is a much bigger issue here that is not being addressed. Go back to the Compass. Look at the timeline, right? Hold on here now, the Cayman Compass. Go and look at the timeline and the dates of their whole piece on sexual harassment, and you will see they did front page coverage, the works. See here? June of 2021. They did a survey about sexual harassment in Cayman. All of this, that was June 3rd. They did another one on June 4th about sexual harassment. Another one on June, that was a court case. Oh no, this is a 16-year battle for sexual harassment. All of this stuff in June, the 29th, the 22nd, March. Oh, those are newer ones. But June the 22nd, another one again. Right? The issue explained how legislation can combat sexual harassment. June the 29th, sexual harassment action plan for Better Cayman. Editorial, time's up for dealing with sexual harassment, June the 3rd. So same paper, multiple articles, was because Kathleen had this experience, and basically she said to her editorial board and her people, this is something that has to be rampant in Cayman. For Justin to walk up on me in a business meeting where he's looking to get hired by us to be a talk show host over in Rooster, and for him to talk about he got big dick in energy, she's like, this is crazy. Wow. He made quite an impression on her, and not in a good way. She was not about that big D energy. This is a woman who's married with several children. Some of y'all ain't got no scruples, honey child. And she was so distraught by the whole thing, she actually shared this story with some of her close friends and colleagues. See what it says? Supporting women is not something that can be done with a hashtag alone, though the energy and anger that the hashtag She Is Supported movement generated is a crucial part of the process. Then it says the compass will propose concrete ways to channel that energy towards real solutions, taking hashtag She Is Supported from sentiments to substance. Yes, sir. And they did. She said, "They says as part of this series, we will tell the stories of the many women, and in some cases men, who face sexual harassment, aggression, coercion, and abuse at work." So, all of this came out as a result of Justin. This is how it started. Have you ever been sexually harassed? Would you know it if you had? Have you ever sexually harassed anyone? Would you know it if you had? Wow. Anyway, that's the progressives for you. They don't even know what's going on in the real world. They're bringing all sorts of people with a very, very interesting history. My God. My cursor has been disappearing lately. Over in this monitor. Let me see here now. Yes, honey child. What a ting. Anyway, I don't know what else to tell y'all, but that's what it is. That is what it is. What a mess. Jacqueline Ebanks, good morning, says that's how twisted some of our boys are. Check how many the Diddy stories of how ridiculed it is, satanic and Illuminati mindsets. Well, you know, unfortunately, too many people in our community are turning a blind eye to it. Hey, Siobhan, good morning. Miss Lucia says, Sandy, you better call Marlon to be your bodyguard soon. Laughing out loud. Love always to you all. Good luck and lots of blessings. Well, this is the truth. What a mess. Someone says Hunter Walton is looking to be a candidate member. He should join the Progressives, the clown party. I guess PPM love to see criminals or pedophiles. Lord Jesus. All right. Somebody said, isn't that what he told the woman in the interview, and that's why he wasn't hired by Compass? Yes, that's exactly why he was not hired. So PPM gave Monique her status. Of course, she's going to support them. What I'm hearing, that does not look good. Sandy, Frank Cornwell standing by himself as an outcast. Poor Frank. I mean, all I can tell you is that Frank, listen, he's another hot mess himself. He is a young child. Is a child 4 or 5 years old by now? Maybe a toddler. This man was making at least $5,000-$6,000 as Alden's personal assistant. These things are somewhat a matter of public record when you work for government. You know, we can go FY the scale that you're on. So he was making decent money and refusing to pay child support for this child that he fathered with a 20-something-year-old young lady that he wanted to sit down with and have sex all day and smoke pot. He was happy to do that until she got pregnant. And then once the baby's here, he's not going to support it. And she was having to haul him into court. And he was Alden's political assistant. You see, there's certain men, we can use that very, very loosely, that you cannot support because of their own actions. And certainly he would not be getting any political support from me, that's for sure. What a mess. Yeah, so poor Frank, you need to go sit down. Good morning. Was the PPM event catered by Tortuga? Their big supporter is that Monique Hamady that they gave status to. She is very pro-port. Just vote no. Monique looking old. Oh, geez, in peace. A court fight for what not hers is aging her badly. Karma. Lord Jesus, y'all are horrible today. Behave yourselves. This person says PPM submitted names too. Frank Cornwall, red represents danger. They support Cruz birthing. Cousin, not bother. He used to pull his penis. Oh my God. He's your cousin? Justin is your cousin? He used to pull his, you know what, out in the bar and show the girls. Who the hell does that? Oh, so he's really proud of that Big D for real, for real. He's not just trying to impress some poor white lady. Oh my God, are you kidding? Whoa, who pulls out your penis and shows it to people like that? Ew, ugh, y'all nasty. Oh my God. Ugh, I can't eat no more of my oatmeal after hearing that story. Lord Jesus. Look at this one, look at this comment. This one says, oil him up, just for Justin. Oil him up. Monique Hamady, friggin' greedy. Should have gotten lost on her way to Cayman. Monique is like Julie. Rolling Stone gathers no moss. OMG. They use the Diddy thing. Oil him up with all the baby oil in the background. Where do y'all get these images from? Oh my God. Oh. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. Craig and McCleary ran in East End. But Craig is his older brother, I think. I mean, McCleary is his older brother, right? That's not his dad. Yeah, he ran in East End last time. So someone said, please, Sandy, share this picture of Frank. I don't know what I'm going to do with y'all. Oh my God. I guess red is Frank's favorite color. I mean, the full red suit with the candy cane red tie. No, sir. Oh my God. Yes, Leroy, Miss Cancel meal order on table 6. You got that right. Can't eat any more after that story. Ugh, that's just disgusting. Oh my God, we don't need candidates like that. Please, I'm begging y'all. Lord have mercy. Wow. Lordy, no more oatmeal. You better believe it. Can't eat nothing else. I just choked on my leftover Popeyes, says this lady. God help came out at least what's left of it. Trust me. Don't choke, girl. I have to call 911 for you. So I guess having a big D is his biggest accomplishment. Laughing out loud, I guess. Oh, my apologies. Now I see the cousin bit. Okay, I'm just getting it. So Craig and McCleary Frederick are cousins. Oh, I thought that was his brother. Okay, somebody said no, that's his cousin, not his brother. Oh my God, I still can't get over this thing of pulling it out at bars. Oh, wow. Okay then. Damn. Yeah, if that's your biggest accomplishment in life, we don't need you in political office. Listen, the power gets to your head when you get in the world of politics. And good Lord, if you already out there whipping it out to total strangers and stuff, I would hate to see what you'd be doing. You'd be worse than McKeeva, if that's possible. No, Magdalene says they're brothers. I'm pretty sure they are brothers, you know. That's his older brother. Magdalene says, nope, they're brothers. You're right, CMR. You understand, Strong Will? Ugh, that made my stomach turn. Listen, on a serious note, though, sexual harassment in the workplace is no joke. We see Chris Saunders having been fired from his position because of sexual harassment of civil servants. We don't need anybody going in there now with that mindset. And I'm very, very disappointed that the PPM didn't bother to do any homework on this, because this story is not all that well hidden about what happened to Kathleen Capetta. She had called the police, for God's sake. Everybody in the world of politics know about this story. And that's why, that is why he did not get the position as hosting the talk show. He could have been having a little hosting gig, and he went and screwed that up, telling the woman about his penis. Who cares about your penis? Anyway, this half party, if they get a good, because now I am wondering, of course, McTaggart, they gave apologies for him, saying that he was in Tampa, checking on his property there, because apparently he has a house in Tampa. So now I am beginning to wonder if they'll even have, and God knows what's going on with Moses. I guess he can just hang on for as long as he can. If they're going to even have any more than the 6 or 7 candidates that they had last time. The bottom line, folks, is they will never have enough people to take the government. They will always be looking for other people to work with them. Now, there are rumors afoot that people like John and Juliana, before the election, that they may be joining up and running on the PPM ticket. Good morning, sir. I think your code should work, though. Let me send it to you. All right. Okay, good. Yeah, so there are rumors that some of them will be looking to partner with the progressives. And all I can tell you is, folks, pay attention. Now this is the time for us to get serious and to see who is supposedly going to be representing us and what they're all about. And quite frankly, putting them to the test, looking at their history of behavior, asking some pertinent questions, like what is it that they are actually bringing to the table? And if they're not bringing anything meaningful to the table, then by all means, you need to, seriously consider them as a candidate. What a hot mess. I mean, it's not good, is what I can tell you with certainty. We really need to do a better job. All right. Thank you, Graham. Dean says that's why Alden never shake his hand. He's no telling where those hands been, laughing a lot. Maybe Alden jealous too. Urban Thread says, what district will DS be running in? Who's DS? Who's DS? Here, Jal, Leroy. This person says, well, since the PPM men think that they're, think with their, Justin has the biggest one. He should be the leader, just saying. Oh, God. No, they're brothers, not cousins. So I'm pretty certain that I had it right the first time. Definitely brothers and not cousins. Yeah, that's what I thought. I knew that because I remember talking to Craig about it last time. That's his older brother. So, yeah, because I mean, if rumors are to be believed and photos that I've seen are to be believed, there's some other members of the party who are not so well endowed in that department, none at all. So, in fact, their pictures in the last election were legendary because they were being circulated. Now, y'all men are stupid. I always say, I got you. I come into that urban threads. I always tell people, listen, I'm not here to tell y'all too much to behave because I know y'all kind of freaky. And y'all don't even be waiting till Fridays to get freaky. Y'all be freaky every day of the week. And, once you're an adult, let me be very, very clear. my name is not Juliana O'Connor Conley. I'm not walking around with a Bible tucked under my arm, right? You guys are adults. If you want to fornicate, that's your business. And quite frankly, I know y'all have fetishes and you're into this, that, next thing. I don't really give a shit. I don't care. That's between you and your partners, okay? I'm not here to police nobody's sex life. I have some very, very simple rules. It better not involve anybody underage. It better not involve anybody who's not consenting. So if the person they're incapacitated, they're drunk, they're sleeping, they have a mental issue, there's certain people you just leave them alone. There's enough choices out there for you. There's enough freaky, leaky, deaky, whatever going on in the bushes, right? You have choices, okay? Once it is consenting adults, no animals, please. Once it's consenting adults, y'all can knock yourselves out. You can have all the sex parties. Listen, I wouldn't have an issue with Diddy if that situation was consenting. If he was having sex parties and wasn't having to drug people to rape them, that wouldn't be a crime. People can have sex parties. Y'all be throwing them around there too, right? I'm not business with that. Not my cup of tea, but I'm also not business with it. As long as everybody's consenting, you're not drugging people and all that kind of foolishness. And you're certainly not going after no 9-year-old boys, Diddy, because that's when we got a problem. Okay. Or 15-year-old Justin Bieber boys either. So whatever, knock yourselves out. But I've said this to young women and women in particular, because some of these freaky men be like, oh, they're at work and they be getting all in their pants at work. Send me a picture so I can see what I'm getting later on. I have a philosophy. If you want to see what you're getting later on, you better come later on and see it in person, because then you can see it, you can touch it, whatever. Don't be sending these guys any photos. You know how many women have regretted that? You end up in a situation where all of a sudden your body parts are all over the internet. And in Cayman, oh, Jesus. They circulate it like Quaker got oats, because y'all act like you've never seen a vagina before or breasts or anything. I'll be like, oh my God, look at her. She all sprawled out. And he got a credit card swishing it between her, boom, boom, and this and that. Y'all be crazy for it. I'm like, oh my God, seriously? Yeah. That way, too tall. I mean, you know why that went viral? It wasn't about the affair, It's because y'all got to see Tuto in bed. And y'all were like, where's my magnifying glass, Sandy? I can't see too good. That's why that was tickling y'all fancy. All right. So there's a picture, and I'm going to say allegedly because I can't identify anybody's penis that I've not been with. That's for sure. And this leadership person in the PPM, I don't know nothing about them in that regard. However, their wife should be able to tell their toes and their hands and the bathroom floor of their house, the tile. This picture was circulating in the last election. Let me tell y'all how the story go. There's a certain person, high-ranking leader in the PPM, who was in a relationship, might still be, with a woman, Spanish woman, of course. Y'all love your Spanish woman, boy, because they brings the next level freak you home. Yes, honey child. Oh my God, y'all are so ridiculous. Anyway, she was making him happy. Apparently, for years, got another boyfriend. She's dating somebody else in Cayman that she's in a serious relationship with, but she kind of moves around political circles. Anywho, she wanted him to pay for a breast enhancement job because she never got the memo. You know, my aunt always used to say, my aunt says, she's so funny. She said, honey child, more than a handful is a waste. If they're too big, that ain't good to nobody. I said, poor me. Here I am out here trying to get reductions, and y'all tell me you want more. Lord have mercy. Why? Why do you want more? It don't make no sense. Like she said, more than a handful is a waste. Just give you back pee and all kind of troubles. Anyway, they like him. They believe the bigger, the better. So she wanted to get breast enhancement, and she wanted the side squeeze to pay for it. So apparently I don't know if because it was election time, money was tight, whatever, he wasn't really up for paying for it. So then she went and started shopping around. She went to other Georgetown candidates. Y'all like, oh, Sandy's narrowing the field, She went to other Georgetown candidates and started shopping around and circulating this photo of him that he sent her, took with his little cell phone picture, the big D pic, ping, 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 ping picture. And everybody's like, oh, but that's so tiny. Is he happy about that? One guy commented, my 5-year-old is more better endowed than that. So this has been circulating for years. Now, allegedly, I saw the picture. So I can tell you there is a picture that is alleged to be connected to this person. I can't verify. So when you do the lineup at the police station and they ask the witness, please, who grabbed your handbag? That is ID verification. I cannot ID verify that that's who that is. Because number one, I've never seen him with no socks on, so I don't know what his toes looks like. I've never been to his house, so I don't know what the tile on his floor looks like. And furthermore, I've never seen his man part, so I don't know what that looked like either. This is the foolishness. Urban Threads, listen, yes, these are the people that we're electing to office. And these are people who want to be premier of this country. Y'all sit there. They think people don't know, honey child. Make them sit there. Allegedly, she also had a video. Woo! I wish I could have gotten my hands on that video. That would have been a 2 times 50. But the people that had the video wouldn't release the video. Well, that's that story. That's all I can tell you. But what a hot mess. Cayman boy. It's like you can't even believe in a little small country like this that these men would be so messy. Don't worry. Come into election. I got more stories to tell y'all. Lord Jesus, they're scandalous on a very different level. Anyway, my cursor keeps getting lost on the teleprompter. I have a teleprompter. I was testing it and setting it up. But the problem is the computer sees it as another monitor. So it literally goes over there. Where is my cursor? Oh, there it is. It's back on this screen now, I think. Anyway, folks, listen, you gotta vote smart. And what I'm telling you is we're not voting based on the size of your man parts, okay? That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for somewhat intelligent people who can run this country more business-like than anything else, who can demonstrate that they have the interests of the people at heart, and they're going to put forward social initiatives and other programs focused on education. Our children are failing in schools, not killing us with the budget. Someone who can manage and be fiscally responsible so that we don't get in more debt than we can sustain. Someone who can, and I know this is difficult, put some initiatives in place to help with the cost of living, right? Encourage small businesses and medium-sized businesses, but at the same time, discourage those who are abusing the system, those blatant abusers of the system. They have got to be stopped, right? Focus on immigration reform, not to have it be far right or far left, but we need some reform. We know that there are abuses of the system. We know there are people who have PR and they're abusing Caymanians in the workplace to get them to write them reference letters. There's so many little things with immigration that tweaking it would make a world of difference. Crack down on these marriages of convenience. Leroy says you turn Kamala reading off a prompter. No. I actually got it I'm testing it for when I do interviews. Sometimes people might need the help of a teleprompter. And you know what? I'm going to use it I'm going to start doing 10, 15-minute editorial segments, which I'm encouraging other people to do as well. You know who I really want to see do some? Pilar Bush. Madam Pilar, I'm putting you on the hot seat this morning. Somebody go message her. Say, oh my God, Sandy just called your name, honey child. She is, I'm not going to tell y'all because I'm going to convince her to do one. And once you hear her talk and stuff, you'll understand why a community like Cayman could do well with hearing from a woman like her. She should consider politics, But I think she doesn't have the patience for a bunch of foolishness, so that's probably not gonna work out too well. But anyway, I want people to start doing 10, 15-minute editorial pieces. I'm still trying to think of what I'm gonna call it, but where you sit down and you just give your opinion, but not just your opinion. You research, you come up with some facts, and you talk about different subject matters. And so we're gonna be sharing those, especially when we get the radio station up and going. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So that the teleprompter will help with that. It's not what they're coming to the table with, but what goes into their bank account that's more troubling. Offer up some money. Yeah, that's sad too. That was such a bombshell story. That guy was not vetted. Well, again, this begs the question about how the PPM is even, picking their candidates, girl. This one says, girl, I hope you're visiting South Korea because you're ready to speak the language. Pyong, 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 pyong. Lord Jesus, no, sir. I gotta keep an eye. I got a meeting this morning. After seeing his pinky penis, he should be called one toe. It was that small. Lord have mercy. Woo! Yeah. You and your oatmeal porridge and me and my peanut porridge. Yes, sir. Somebody lost their debit card, Butterfield. Samuel Muir, M-U-I-R. Anybody knows Mr. Samuel Muir? Please step up to the plate. We have found your bank card, sir. Give CMR a call, Samuel. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, we'll post it up, honey child. Send that to my little assistant. No worries. All right. Let me see here now. All right, no worries. We'll find Mr. Samuel. All right, then. What a mess. So yeah, we got a lot going on, folks. And, we need to think carefully about the type of candidates that we want. So I'm excited about the election because I think there's a sense of some renewed hope. I mean, I look at these options and I look at what the PPM has done so far and I'm thinking, oh God, help us. I don't know. But you know what? PPM, contact me. I would love to have y'all on the show. Now, I know y'all are not really pro CMR. That's okay. But we would love to have you in the show because we have a lot of questions for you. And if you're trying to meet the people, going on Radio Cayman every other week really isn't meeting the people. So, come on over here. Don't be afraid. I don't bite. I'm not like those people that you're electing to public office or you have in your platform. I'm not into that freaky shit. I'm not going to bite you. I'm not whipping out no parts around you. Nothing but the truth. So help you God will be whipped out on you. Another storm system out there being 93L, Invest 93L. They sound like 94L. Aren't they all the same name? I swear they're always the same name. So what a hot mess. PPM. They're a Georgetown party only, it seems like to me. But they're not ready. They're just not coming. I mean, I'm not impressed by what I saw last night in terms of turnout and anything else. So somebody sent this message to Makiva Bush. It said, blessed morning. When will you be doing your campaign? What's your topics and list of changes for the Caymanians? And he replied, we'll let you know. First of all, Makiva Bush is supposedly not even running. So the fact that he claims and says, we'll let you know, to me, that is very, very interesting because he told us he wasn't running and we have it on recording. But you see, they feel like, oh, I tell people that I'm going to get some sympathy votes. Like, seriously? Jerry, we don't have the exact election data yet. The cabinet has to be prorogued, and that now comes down to the governor and Juliana O'Connor Conley normally will call it, and the governor will basically sign off on it. So we don't have that information as yet, to be honest. Ms. Joy Sands says any politician that are found buying votes should be barred from running. So tired of these petty mindset politicians. We need help and true help. Only those that truly love people and their country will put their people first. Amen to that. Hallelujah. Live Happy says, can you give each candidate one free segment for starters to warm them up? Well, they could have come on for 4 years for free, honey child. Now it's pay to play time. So the short answer to that is no. Freeness done, because they're in heavy campaigning. So what I might do, Live Happy, it won't be a free segment on here, but I will do a little, maybe 2-minute interview, like quick fire question. Bam. Everybody gets the same question, except I'm not going to tell them what the questions are in advance. We need to see how these people think on their feet and how they respond as well to the things that are facing this country. So I may do that. And we will also hopefully be collaborating again with the Cayman Islands Chamber and bringing you all of the debate sessions, which normally happens in the evening times. So what we'll probably do is we'll probably re-air them during the morning show as well, so that our radio listeners and our morning listeners can hear that. Sandy, you can give them a discount. Here, this one now looking discount. Oh my gosh. They got the money. You don't worry about that. Before you go, let me say thanks for all the information that you provide. Without you, we'd be left deaf, dumb, and blind. Thank you, my love. This person says Mac will die in office as long as he keeps getting voted in. Don't listen to him. He's been saying every election in the last for the last 5 elections that he's not running. He is broke and needs the paycheck. Sadly, that is all true. It's a sad indictment on him as a man who's literally seen millions of dollars go through his fingers. The kind of money that most of us will never see has gone through that man's hand, and somehow he's not managed to hang on to it. Even Lee Rich gave this man money to go open up a restaurant. He had Cambridge Realty selling all the properties at the Ritz. This man has had some money, and he has wasted it on God knows what, where he had to go beg for legal aid the other day and talking about, he can't afford this and that, and he's broke and yada, 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 because he's been buying people off for years. Oh, I've been helping people in the community that might not got money. Well, you fooler than them. That's all I can tell you. Oh, the person was asking about DS. Somebody messaged me and said Dan Scott. So Dan Scott is supposed to be running and is supposed to be putting a group together. I am still not clear on whether this group is actually going to be a registered party or just a group. I've not been able to flesh out those details as yet. But I know that there's a lot of people talking to them. Craig Marin, Gary Ruddy, who else? Carmen McPhail. Who else do they have? Trying to remember who else. And they're talking to some of the people in there now, but I don't think anybody who's in there now is really going to commit. Like I said, they're always riding the fence and edging their bets. Dan Scott. Who else? I can't remember who else now. But anyway, those are some of the names floating around. Yeah. Those are some of the names that are currently floating around in relation to that. But I don't know if it's going to be a party. And I also don't think they're going to get 19 people. So then this becomes a real question here, folks, is we're always going to end up having these coalition governments with these different groupings because nobody can seem to get, we're so divided as a country. We can't even get 19 people to agree to support each other and to run. Oh, Anthony says, I heard Jamera Bodden talking to Dan Scott too from East End. What a mess. I'm glad you mentioned East End. Yes, Sabrina will be running again. I'm glad you mentioned East End. Ooh, hold on, honey child. Let me tell y'all something now. Oh my God, I almost forgot this. I should have mentioned this when the show was on the air. But anyway, you people who can hang on late, y'all know you be getting a good sauce. Listen, there is some madness in the air in East End. Oh my God, let me pull up the pictures. Someone has gone around. This is madness. Someone has been defacing public property in East End, and it's being rumored that it is someone who is planning to run against Isaac. Now, hold on. Let me show y'all. This is very, very disturbing. I received it back on the 8th. And let me show you all these pictures, honey child. This is next level crazy. They have defaced property in East End, the beautiful little sleepy district of East End. Turn up, honey child. And they're cursing out Isaac, but calling him Douglas because y'all know that's his real name, right? So look at this. And there are rumors about who's doing it. So when you mentioned that about East End, that reminded me about this, honey child. Look at this mad person. This is disgusting. I can't believe that someone is actually doing this. It's not even proper election time yet. But see what they're there? They're talking about F. Douglas. What the hell? Yep. Look at that. OMG. What the hell? Seriously? Oh my God, this is horrible. Wow. So this is what's happening in good old sleepy East End. So there are some rumors afoot. And, there are people who are saying that someone who wants to run against him is responsible for this. And I am shocked. I mean, I can't even believe this. This is so disturbing. Listen, this is the kind of political rhetoric and nonsense that we do not need. I implore you. We have our differences, okay? People feel differently about whatever, but do not take it to this level, Caymanians. This is too much. This is not what we need as a country. We don't need divisive behavior like this. We don't need, listen, we protested, and yes, last time the protesting might have got a little bit heated here and there. We might have called somebody a little jackass or that damn fool or whatever, sticks and stones. But this, defacing public property? Come on now. No, sir. I mean, who does this? This is disgusting. And I wish they had cameras up so that we could see who did this, because this is someone, if they're interested in running for political office, should never, ever in a million years get a vote from even the town donkey. Y'all got a donkey down there. Don't give them no vote, because this is next level ridiculous. Amber, good morning. Amber says, now do you see what I was saying, that there's something fundamentally wrong here, Sandy? Lord Jesus, girl. Miss Joyce Sand says, well, we would not need such a person as this disgraceful. It really is. Now, political season kicking off here, folks, and, things get heated and people might not like people. And, McKeever Bush, he's going to come with all the nastiness. We don't know who's running against him yet, but whoever it is, he ain't going to dig up what you were doing when you were in diapers, honey child, as though he has such a stellar history himself. So he's going to be, oh, yeah, when she was in diapers, she was putting her hand down her diapers and eating it. Okay, whatever, Mac. He's going to be digging hard. Y'all need to stick to the issues. Everybody, what is the saying? Every saint has been a sinner, and every sinner certainly hopes to be a saint one day. There's hope for them. Everyone has a past, a history. We've all made decisions that we're, probably not proud of. And so if someone enters the political arena, unless it is something that is directly connected, like it's a personality flaw that makes you pause when it comes to them being elected official. And it is something I would say in more recent time. So when I'm talking about these people going around whipping out their PPs and talking about they have big D energy, that's concerning. Because like I said, we've got MPs in there now who are sexually harassing people in the government building, got fired for it. We've got MPs who are sexually harassing and insulting women in public spaces and whatever. We don't need any more of that. We got enough in there already. That criteria is full of that type of person, that type of man in particular. We don't need no more. Okay? So other than that, we don't really care about your personal life as such, if there's no direct bearing in the world of politics. Now, some of you probably thinking, well, Sandy, you brought up the personal life of one female candidate in particular, but look at the reason why it was a point of discussion. It was a point of discussion to bring home the point that the reason why she's so easily manipulated by the male politicians in there and in her political party is because she has had and continues to have personal relationships with them. And those personal relationships and that big D energy within the PPM has blinded her to be an independent, right-thinking woman. That's the only reason it's come up. Otherwise, you think I care if she's screwing Sir Alden or this one or that one or whatever, out of business. But it becomes relevant because it directly impacts her ability to do her job as a representative of the people. Right? And the signs are there that there's a little bit of like obsessed love going on between these people. When you had to go purchase a boat, when you don't even like boating, you don't even like going out in the water, but you go purchase a boat to be able to name it Lady So-and-so, because now this person's a sir and you have to be the lady to that. It's just stupidity and it's ridiculousness. All right, candidates, get your shit together. That's the best advice I can give you. Please, we beg you on behalf of the people of this country. Some of you are not eligible or fit to walk my dog, much less run for political office. And you see, in the past, nobody had, what's the opposite of big D energy? What do women have when they have big kahunas? But you know what I mean? I don't mean like physically. I mean, they're just like, they got balls on them, right? Big kahuna? I don't know. But anyway, we're about the real talk around here, okay? Nobody's going to sugarcoat it for you. If you're looking for someone to just be nice to you because that's like the going thing, that's what they're selling at the market. Let's be nice to all candidates. Let's not talk the truth and put your foot to the fire. This is not going to be the platform for you to even listen. I would invite you to run over to Radio Cayman. Iron Lady, says Ms. Irvlin. Yeah, this Iron Lady time over. Yeah. Okay? Don't kid yourselves. I'm not here to placate and hold your hand and hold your feelings and consider. No. You run for political office, you better put on some bullet armor, honey child, and come to the people. Come with sense, with research, thought-provoking ideas. Because when you come at bullshit that don't make no sense, you can't string a sentence together. We don't know what the hell you're talking about. You're trying to convince people to vote for you based on the forms that you know would never happen, right? You come at John energy, donkified, about, let's cancel all work permits. That's not realistic. That's not a real solution. And those types of things are no longer going to galvanize people to vote for you. It's going to take more than that. When you talk about immigration reform, we want the details. What exactly do you mean by that? Come good, candidates, and come proper. Now, I can tell you for sure that we are in talks with some candidates who are committed to, they're going to take their licks, no doubt, on the platform, but they're committed to coming on the program. Because the other thing that's important, and I'm hoping some of these candidates are paying attention to what I'm about to say, some of them will try to wait until the last 2 months of election and then contact me and be like, Sandy, I want to come on your show, blah, blah. You're going to be out of luck. Because there is a finite amount of what we call inventory that is available. So in other words, I'm not going to sit here 5 days a week and talk politics every single day and wear out my listeners on political talk. It's going to be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, right? So candidates can start booking out their time. As we come into the last couple months of the election, those are premium rated bookings, okay? You miss the boat because you decide to wait till the last minute and you don't secure your spots on CMR. That ain't my business. That ain't my fault. Too bad for you. Right? A lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. And I'm not going to be bending backwards for nobody come election time. So one of the things a lot of these candidates want is the night before everybody's having their last hooray, hurrah, hurrah meeting, we will only cover a certain amount of those. And I can tell you, I've already got several of the spots booked out and there's only a couple left, right? Once they're gone, they're gone. Don't be calling me, talking about, oh, Sandy, we got a bag of money over here for you. Come and get it. Nope. It's not going to work. I have to manage my time. I have to project and manage the people that I have to bring on board. Everybody from designers to additional temporary staff, all kind of stuff, right? Good morning, caller. And it ain't going to happen if you wait till last minute. Good morning, honey.
No. Good morning. It's me again.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, I just want to say, I'm listening to you carefully.
Mm-hmm.
For me personally, it's like what now? It's 3 years and probably 6-8 months has passed. My district of West Bay, those politicians that you have faced for 3.5 years or more, are you got the stomach, the decency in you to go listen to them whether they're in talk show or whatever? I think anybody that really takes into consideration what has happened to West Bay should not even think about listening to these people. We need a new set of anything except what we got now. That's what I'm going to say. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Well, I mean, the stark reality is, whether you like it or not, there will be some people who undoubtedly will be running again, who are in there now that you may or may not like. And they are going to be vying back for their seats. Now you have to decide. And it will probably come down to sometimes choosing the lesser of the two evils. I mean, they might not be your ideal candidate, but I can assure you that some of what is coming out there now is going to be far less than your ideal candidate. So what are you going to do? These are the things that we need to talk about as a country. You can only elect what runs, right? You can't pluck people out of the sky and say, we like you. You're a good business person with, 30 years of proven history, yada, yada, yada. We're going to put you in this district if that person does not run for whatever reason. And it is, to be clear, a sacrifice, right? People will come under scrutiny. Their ideas, hopefully not so much their personal lives, but we need some people who come forward with some half decent, clean background and not the hot mess of what we have in there so often. So to that caller's point, you can only look at the options that you have available to you. And you're going to have to pick from that or not pick anything at all. And some people feel very, very strongly that when you don't pick anything at all, you're still making a choice. Diamond Princess says a person's character will show you who they are, be very observant. And that, to be quite frank, I'm going to be very, very honest with you, is what a lot of it comes down to from the perspective of even some of the personal stuff that we talk about. It points to somebody's character. And character matters in the world of politics a lot. Trust and believe. Because it will spill over into all aspects of their lives. Diamond Princess's candidates should be able to outline a 4-year strategic plan, step by step, of what they will do and how they'll get it done and the time it will take. And they also need to be realistic too. Someone said, is Ruthanna helping you this election? The short answer to that would be no. And quite frankly, I don't know. I haven't heard anything about her running. I mean, she's one of those people who I know wanted to run in West Bay. She is a new mother again. She has another child, a second child. So I don't know what she's doing. So I mean, I haven't really heard anything. She was a young lady with a lot of potential, but unfortunately not a whole lot of business sense. So I think she might have screwed herself in terms of those things royally. Someone said, what about Pilar? The little I know about her, she'd be a good option. This might be a question for Pilar to answer herself. And she's very intelligent, like I said this morning, without a doubt. I'll have to see how I can twist her arm and finagle her in, if at all possible. But she's also a business owner, a small business owner, and she does quite a bit of consulting work. So I know she's keeping herself busy rebuilding her business, because remember, she was Mr. Wayne Panton's strategist. And so after he left, she left as well. And so I think that she might be very, very busy kind of rebuilding her life. So I don't know how much time she will have for, the world of politics and whatever. I'm not really sure. No list of candidates or poll areas upgrade. How come the election office website now updated? Not updated on these new faces. Well, they can't do anything, to be fair to them. They can't do anything until nomination day, because that is where you separate the men from the boys, the women from the little girls, in terms of who can find the money to put up where your mouth is. It's only $1,000. It's not very much. I think they need to increase that, by the way. But who can find the money and really commit to, okay, I'm going to put my name on that ballot. That's nomination day. And then they can be challenged in terms of their eligibility, and then we take it from there. So the elections office, everybody can be talking now about what they're going to do, woulda, coulda, shoulda, whatever. Nothing is going to get firmed up, and your name won't be put on the ballot until there's that whole process that the elections office goes through, which, by the way, I need to reach out to the elections office and see if they can come on the program and talk to you, the people, and educate you about how some of this will work, especially as it relates to the referendum. Good morning, caller.
Good morning. My true take on politics, I never used to be interested in. I have a brother that's gone, Curtis. He told me many years ago, it's not politics, it's your livelihood, this is your country, and you better get involved. He told me so many things you would see later on, and he's dead and gone 24 years, and now I am seeing it. I say that to say this, I don't think the government that was put in last was such, or I shouldn't say, didn't do too bad. Why I say that? When they came in, nobody held their hand. Nobody helped them, right? They came in all new. And when you go to class for the first day, we all frightened even for a year until we get friends, until we get a whole of what we're doing and all of this. Nobody. I say that to say this. If you and I, even though we might not be friends out of our business place, but we want somewhere to run because we got our people that we say we love, we got our country we love. I think that everybody should work together. When someone was chosen and you've been there and you have experience and you understand, I would be expecting someone to say, let me show you. I wanted to win, but you always the people's choice. Let us help you to make it. But the problem with our politicians, everybody want to be seen. Yeah. So they want to make it look like it's me doing the road, it's me doing the trees, it's me doing the car. They don't want no one else to get credit. But in this world that we live, there's no way that one man can do what needs to be done. It takes a body of people. And not just a body, but working, united people for anything in this life that you're doing. If you see a house building, you see we get an electrician, we get a carpenter, we get a painter, we get a regular laborer, because we need everybody on board. If the one man will do it, it would take years and it might not be done properly, because you can only get so much education. Okay, how smart you are. You could be so smart and the simplest things you can't do because it's just not in your criteria. It's just not for you. God gave each person, I believe, something special about them. Every one of us that is born, we have something. We might not use it, but we have it. And this is our problem. We need to choose people when we see they can't work. We need to next time say, but Honor wasn't trying to work with the people. It got to be unity to build back this little island. And we're outnumbered. Do you think the people only sitting and laughing at us? Others waiting for us to fail, waiting for us to fall. They're here, and they're here with the good times. You see, when the good times come, they're going to brush their feet, catch the plane or the boat, and they're gone. Now, we need to get I'm telling you, this election, it needs to be thought out. You hear? It needs to be thought out. And I really don't think most of those that gone in, they probably did the best because they had nobody to show them. And then sometimes they have these chief officers that is already there. They like who they like. And there is a major problem right there. It's one of the most major problems we have. So when they don't like you, they want you to fail. And what people don't understand, they're at the ream of the things. Those chief officers is mostly the ones to make decisions. So when they're there, they won't do what you ask them to do. You know, this is a thing I want people to be educated on coming this election. I would like all candidates to put it out there. The system in which the Cayman Islands is run. We're not talking about Canada, we're not talking about America, we don't know how. We're talking about here, how our system is set up, that they will understand sometimes that even those that are selected, the politician, the chief officer can hold them back. Yeah, and it's done. So we need to educate the people. So, and a wholesome, I believe it's good to shuffle people around when a new election, instead of some of them that's been there, holding on people for 10 years, 15 years, 14 years, deciding if they're going to make you be elected again, show you up bad or good. I think that this needs to be a change in the system that you could say, well, okay, this chief officer isn't with us. They're not, because there's some that is still with PPM. There's some that's still with UDP. There's some. So when you come in, they're not looking about their country. It's like a little child with a cannon, you take it away. You know, you took away my government. No, the government, the people choose their government. Now you need to work with the people, what their choices are. In this politic business, I never like it. I know. You know why I said? I said Jim Borden and the Holder, Truman Borden. They were the biggest warriors. But they were all warring for the good of the country. Every one of them had this place at heart. That's what we need back. It doesn't matter. If they're running, they're all going to come together. Even those that's in there. You think they don't have the differences in PPN? They do. Don't you think they have it in any other UDP? They do. But again, because they got somebody holding their neck. So which one is better? Somebody holding my neck and make me do what I don't want to do, or me running straight and say, listen, I am not with it. That's the only time most of the time we could stand against it, because if you in your household, most of the time you can hide for whoever in your household. You got to be a strong individual to come out and say, listen, no, this is wrong, my son, my daughter. And you call it what it is, like you does. Have a good day.
Thank you, darling. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we definitely are looking for some interesting candidates this time around. I tell you what, y'all need to step up to the plate. All right, folks. Auntie has to get to work because bills must be paid around, yeah? No free meals. And I'm not going out there begging anybody if I can help it, child. I'll be hustling in these streets like y'all would not believe. Oh, I'm so happy that the good Lord gave me a little bit of talent. He didn't give me too much. He gave me a little bit of talent, a little bit of brain, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and I put it all together and mix it together, shake it up, and we're good to go. Miss Marjorie said, if I ever heard something intelligent before, it is what this lady's saying. I believe this is Miss Joyce, and it sure is. Miss Joyce, I got plenty of sense. You hear her now? What do the people want different? Let's talk about it. What a thing. Well, I tell you what I would like different is I would like to not see 60, 70, 80 people running. I would like each district to have 2 people tops. 19 constituencies, 2 top people. Bring it so we can have some serious debate between those 2 people. That's only 38 candidates in total. Watch and come and see everybody gonna be coming out, every donkey. They're dragging out the dog, they're dragging out this one, they're dragging out that one. Oh, Lord have mercy. What a mess. Simple C, Miss Marjorie, Neelis, Miss Sue, Andrew, even Johan is here in the house. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the program today. We have a lot to talk about, and we're just getting kicked off. Like I said, this week, we got a full week ahead of us. All right, folks. Not sure what happened there, but anyway, we somehow lost our feed. But I think we're still actually live, believe it or not. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Nonetheless, something happened to the feed, but we're good. We'll go ahead and end the show here because I got to run till 11:15. You guys have a blessed day, and please be safe. And we will be back tomorrow morning. We got some guests, so please tune in early, and we'll continue these amazing conversations. Be good today.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of The Cold Hard Truth on Bobo 89.1 FM. Cayman's #1 talk show is live weekdays from 7:30 a.m. Never miss an episode again. Watch anytime on CMR's Facebook and YouTube channels for the latest show episodes. Don't forget to follow us online on our social media channels and visit CaymanMarlRoad.com for all the latest news and community happenings.